Ah. Alright. Is it working? There we go. I think it's working. I genuinely don't know. Oof boy. We're up for a long ride. I think. Maybe. Just maybe. Let's see if my headphones are working.
Cantros. This is tactile.
No, they're not. Excellent. Are they working now?
A guy who used to follow.
Excellent. I can hear the British. Amazing. I already hate this. Alright, live stream is working? Question mark? Y'all can see it in chat, right? I'm just gonna ask around to see whether or not it's working. It's been a long time since I actually streamed, since the charity. So, yeah. So, bear with me. How is everyone from here? By the way, if I am not reacting fast enough and shit, it's because I'm finishing the Warhammer miniatures I started painting during the charity run. Yeah, I know, master procrastinator here. I kinda, sorta, maybe, just a little bit had exams and I couldn't finish them on time. It's not like I was giving them away for charity. If I was, I would have. I would have stayed up till like past midnight just finishing them. Like I'm genuinely being serious here. But yeah, so basically, the new hot trend. Nux fucking taco. Oh boy. Now, for those who don't know, I kinda dislike the guy. I kinda dislike him a lot. But this is not the reason why, well, partially, not just why I am watching his little fucking fuck up. It's because also with the sheer fact that there was something that made me want to react to this as a criminal court lawyer. But from those who don't know, I made a video long ago covering Tigerholic's whole drama situation, which is kind of still ongoing, kind of. And Nux had a major part of actually like screwing over Taiga, right? Major part. I genuinely dislike false accusations. It irritates me to the core, especially with extreme. Now, since I'm starting practice. I started practicing law. I hate it even more. Specifically, I hate false ped accusations. There's also the sheer fact that I dislike anything that involves a minor, like herein potentially. I've also seen, of course, on Twitter, many people calling Nux a groomer. Because in this little Patreon Discord thing, apparently, there was a kid getting Schwentai blasted at him. And Nux was sort of aware of it, sort of not. I only watched the intro a little bit because it happened mid my exam period. So, and of course, I would rather focus on my exams and get 2 10s. By the way, I aced 2 of my exams. The last one I'm gonna take in the April period. I've seen some things that worried me, and this was bound to happen anyway. But I must hold back my dislike of Nux and look at the evidence face first. Because once some minor is involved, I think anybody who is reviewing this must do their due diligence. So we must hold back calling Nux a groomer. We must hold back potentially saying anything slanderous. This is not a small thing, and people on Twitter can't help themselves, all right, and start blasting everywhere accusations because they dislike this person. This is VTubing what happens in a nutshell. Like, it's full of people who abuse their anonymity to the point where they can just say whatever the fuck they want to the person that they dislike. Lie, slander even. Because, oh, nobody's gonna sue you. And it's a thing that is bound to happen, in my opinion, is somebody in the VTubing sphere just slanders someone and he gets sued. Like, I'm genuinely being serious. It's bound to happen, and it's gonna be like those politically, whether right wing or left wing, brain rotted people, like far or right or left, or someone is gonna get sued from the VTubing sphere, and it's gonna cause major shitstorm. Like, I'm being genuine here. I think this is bound to happen. It's not if, but when. Alright? It's not an if, it's a when. So, now that I got that out of the way, let me just... move this. Let me check on Twitter real quick if there was any progress about Nux, because I don't know. Like, this is part 1 apparently. Like, there's gonna be a part 2. And I wonder because like the major thing about this right now is that apparently the video is not good. Not that good. Like genuinely a lot of people are saying it's kind of shit. And that's something I'm very much afraid of it being, because then it's gonna just get to the point where it's just slander. And well, I'm gonna tell you straight up, since I've seen slander cases, it's gonna be messy. Like, they are genuinely messy cases. All right. Also, this is like an hour and a half, so that's why I am in the meantime gonna paint the miniatures as well, because I'm doing like high details. So it's gonna take a while, so while I'm not boring my ass off just in case, yeah. All right, let us see. And I am just gonna actually, no, not yet. All right, let's go.
900 hentai accounts
Ah, he's British.
on Twitter. When likes were
Already, we're already having a negative. He has the British debuff. Excellent, my friend. Oh, God Almighty, save my soul.
still public, people found out that Tectone had liked an animation depicting a Genshin Impact character called Venti getting their back door blown wide open by a BB Hilichurl C. For context, Venti
What does this have to do with Nux? Yeah. Now that I'm rewatching this part, at least that I watched, I've refreshed my brain, because when I first watched it, I was I let my little bias get a hold of me, and I was laughing my arse off because, oh fuck yeah, Nux actually has done what he was accusing Taiga of. And I'm like, oh yeah, baby. But I just now realized, what the fuck does Tectone have to do with this? Also, Tectone being a closeted gay man is nothing new. Come on.
is an effeminate male character with the body of a 15-year-old boy. So Tectone has a history of jerking it to gay porn involving 15-year-old boys. This is more speculative, but photographic evidence suggests that Tectone lives by the
Oh yeah, also, by the way, I know that Nick called Taiga a pet. I know. I very much know. This is why I'm gonna be unbiased a little bit, because I dislike Nick for that. Oh. Holy shit, alright, hold up. This is like a little bit too... let me just go... transform, please. Fit to screen. Excellent! Much better. Alright, let me just move in so you can see all of the baldness. All of it. Excellent. We have reached peak bald.
slogan, "He who beats it, eats it." In case you don't know what that means... Now you might be disgusted by this, but given Tectone's physiology, that's actually a very impressive feat.
Is that all?
Me when I show her my penis? I'm 6'8". I don't know why I would lie about that. My penis isn't that small where I feel the need to lie about my height. But I'm 6'8". I'm 6'8". I'm 6'8". Are you 6'8"? I'm 6'8". 6'7". I'm 6'6". I'm 6'7". I'm 6'7". 6'6" men BMI.
Now,
My brother in Christ, what does this have to do with Nux?
for reference, I'm 6'7". I've sometimes claimed to be 200 and sometimes 201 centimeters, but I've never claimed to be 2 whole inches taller. You might say that lying about 2 inches is not a big deal, but to some people, that's all they've got.
Thankfully, I have a very small cock.
Okay, apart from that stupid AI fake game scam advertisement, what the fuck, YouTube? What does this have to do with us? I'm just gonna skip it.
such as Tectone himself, who tried to orbit Asmongold.
It's really like, I mean, this part right here, right?
Alright, fuck off.
Asmongold or Tectone. It's about the rumors circulating Nuxtaku.
Finally, it took him 4 fucking minutes. I mean, here's the thing. I know why he's focusing on Tectone a little bit. Well, there's 2 reasons. Why? One, he hates him. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Hating Tectone is not a... How do I say this? It's a general fucking mood. Like, any sane person would hate Tectone, alright? Me included. But what does this have to do with Nux? Come on, my guy, alright? You're not convincing me. Like, after I let myself cool down a little bit with the news of Nux finally getting his little karma, the fuck does this have to do with Tectone? I mean, come on. And second of all, it's because of him losing his civil. Now let me repeat this so people will understand. Losing his civil case, the protective order. He is not officially accused of a sexual how do I say this? Grape. He is not accused of that. People call him that now because he lost his protective order case. Now, there's more. Now, here's the fact. These people who are talking about it do not know anything about law. I may be Serbian, not American, but these kind of things are universal. You know, protective orders are here as well. Majority of the time, the requirements are the fucking same. Alright? Please, for the love of God, until there is a guilty verdict on Tectone's ass, do not call him a rapist. He has 5 lawyers. If you're big enough, he will sue you. If he wasn't already paying a lot, he would have sued you. Don't make the spiteful bastard that he is sue you. Those cases take a long ass time, even though there's still a potential probability that it happened. We cannot say until there is a verdict. You must exceed self-control. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, what do I expect from Twitter? I'm gonna be honest with you. What the fuck can I expect from Twitter? Alright.
The amount of misinformation put out on this guy is insane. I mean, dude, I get told that Nux is a pedophile daily. And I'm like, brother, what the fuck are you talking about? Nux has always been good to me, and I'm a guy who's always gonna have the back of my friends. However, I will also be the first guy to hold my friends accountable.
We'll see about that. But why would anyone say that Nuxtaku after children? I have my own criticisms of the guy, but he's a very religious man.
We gotta stand up and fight for God. We were living in a world of like unbelievable hedonism that just kept ramping up higher and higher and higher, you know? Higher and higher, more and
Okay, come on. Okay, Nux, I know for a fact you're not that fucking religious. I know you're grifting a little bit. Well, not a little bit, a lot. You're pulling a Tectone, but I mean, who knows? Maybe since he allegedly got married, he probably became a religious man. But still, come on, dude, come on. You also live in Israel. I think you're. I mean, I don't know. I know he's Canadian, but I know he's Jewish Canadian. I don't know if he's living currently in Israel or Canada. And in my opinion, I think he's still in Canada. He's not in Israel. I think he's just an Israeli Canadian.
more hedonism and secularism, and it completely took over. And this is an unbelievable conversation that's being had.
There's nothing wrong with secularism, by the way. Nothing wrong being religious as well. I am a religious Orthodox Christian. I'm not a Bible thumper and shit like that, but come on, Nux. Come on, my guy.
right now.
He speaks out against hedonism and degeneracy.
It's not surprising that people that are
Oh yeah, ironic. I'm gonna give Nick a double on that. Like him saying about the hedonism and stuff when he was the most hedonistic fucking VTuber around. Come on.
based purely on hedonism, that they think you can fuck everything that moves. They think that sex should be publicized and taught to little.
My guy, you were friends with Fifi. You were on with her. Rule 34. Shagging. Front page. Shagging. You were advertising that shit left and right. Oh, Nux, you fucking hypocritic, you little bastard. I'm gonna give Nick a W on that one.
Babies and children, teaching them to change their genders and shit like that.
He's against sex being taught to young children and little babies. He hasn't
I'm not gonna talk about that. That's an actual topic that is very complex. All I'm gonna say is America from everywhere are overblowing it a little bit. That's from the perspective of somebody who's not just non-American, but also non-Westerner. I'm from Eastern Europe, Serbia. We have sex education. We're taught about sex and gender. But I've seen some books that they say, and I don't know. I'm gonna just say some of the books. I wonder how the fuck they get past the fact that they need to be taught by two children. Like, I'm gonna be straight up with you. Some of those books are something that I would probably see on fucking AO3. I'm just gonna straight up say that. I've seen them.
always been open about his religious beliefs, but he has a long history of criticizing the Twitch
There we go.
platform for making adult content available to minors.
Twitch can't decide whether they want to be a 13-plus gaming website or an 18-plus porn website. Twitch wants to rake in all that advertiser bucks for being a 13-plus gaming website. They want to be on every single freaking smart television in America because that's how they get so many of their little young impressionable viewers. They are trying to be a 13-plus gaming website as well as a porn site at the same exact fucking time. Just
I mean, Nux is right. Dan Goon Clancy is not doing a good job on Twitch, and I primarily stream on Twitch. Come on.
recently, you had the implied nudity meta on Twitch, where they allowed artistic nudity, which is, again, still mind-blowing to me that they even thought this was a good idea on a...
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it was a good idea. It's just people abused it. Like, it was kind of meant for artists to do anatomy practice. Yet, a lot of people, mostly VTubers, just use their fucking porn Fansly models and streamed with them and just blasted nudes everywhere. Like their nude images and shit like that. Like, it's not just Marina who did it. Marina was just the most bad actor of them all. Like, the Dexterto article screwed her over royally. But then again, she was enjoying that little fucking thing. She was like writing, she was at that point like the most vocal trans VTuber. And the most notorious one because she had a past like no other. Like, genuinely. Everybody knows I mean, you all saw the video, so you all know my thoughts about Marina. And I know some stuff other that I am privy to and I'm not gonna say. And I'm just gonna say that she is not a good person. And I don't think she ever will be. I don't think she has changed, actually. but then again, she doesn't have the same clout she does anymore. She cannot now go around and use that clout and her authority to how do I say this, blackball people. So I genuinely don't care about her anymore. Same as with a lot of people currently. Like, they're bad actors, but how do I say this now? They're not authoritative anymore. Right? They, like, for instance, never mind. We're talking about next. But I'm just gonna say there was a period where there people were trying to cancel me, for archiving people's bad behavior. Oh, like, here's the thing. I definitely do admit that I could have at a certain point it was no longer needed to archive him, and it was just my petty grievances, like Sylvie's part, for instance. But I don't regret archiving him. He is mad, but he does it as well. Like, he archives every single one person he thinks that are bad people. Shocker. Does the same thing I do, but calls it stalking. But it's not. Like, one, it's public. You're posting your assholeness publicly. Two, you abuse the fact that everybody ignores you, mostly. In your little spite and his spiteful little behaviors. Like, genuinely, they keep a lot of people, by the way, at arm's length. Like, I only lost 2 friends, but during that time where who have collaborated with a Nazi simp, Don, to spy on a public server, I'm mostly actually, and he's going around saying I got ran off, him and Huif. I'm like, no, I did not. Ironically, I started my master's program. I was gonna pause anyway. 2, I wanted I was going a bit overboard, but not in the way people think. It was mostly like the job was done, but the guy constantly stirs shit. Like, the moment I stopped, he was calm, and then he went after Tomoe Omari, Minnesota. Meanwhile, my good friend Jade, who is from Minnesota, was protesting her rights against ICE. You know, protesting for her safety, on the foot, on the boots to the ground, protesting, risking herself. And this guy is using her plight for his selfish actions of him feeding his own ego. And that made me just return all of a sudden. Like, I was, like, at this point, I thought I was right for archiving him. Like, I genuinely don't feel bad. I genuinely do. Most people actually went, so many people, mostly his victims who were not bigots and all, they came and thanked me in private. I'm not gonna name names. There were big people, by the way. There were big streamers who thanked me for that. They saw it. They thanked me for doing that. Because he abused the fact that people just straight up ignore him. They all forget his actions. That there was no trail, no kind of proof that he is a genuine malicious harasser. Like, I genuinely don't feel bad about archiving him or act like this. Yeah, and like I said, he does it too. He does it to Rev. He does it to this Dragon T guy. Now, I'm gonna say this: the Dragon T guy is absolutely a schizophrenic. He throws in violent, how to say this, threats, and people should archive him. I archive him too. I archive also Sage Calamari and Falter. Like, yeah, there's many people worse than Sylvie that I'm still archiving to this day. Because they're just bad, malicious people who don't deserve a platform. They abuse the platform. Now, some are absolutely 110% don't deserve their platform. Well, like I said, and then the streams here. I'm just gonna straight up, because I've seen these things thrown around, so I want to have this on record. I've seen him also spreading lies with who have made long ago because she couldn't out argue me about Taiga. About before she was saying, "Oh, Sylvie never called Taiga a pet." Then I shown her that he did. Then she was moving goalposts, and I was getting fed up because I know she was just trying to milk attention. So I was blasting her using her own methods. She did not like that, and she ever since then stalks me to this day. That I streamed 21 hours non-stop, but here on record we have 3 streams over the course of a week, by the way, 3 different days, and I was covering massive serious accusations like Tora Karo's SA towards the victim, then the grape out Sylvie's ex and his involvement, how he sympathized with her rapist months after they've broken up a second time, him harassing people, which is facts. He also claims that that dog debunked, which he updates, by the way. He updated it 6 days ago. 6 fucking days ago, 2 years after that fact. He updated it again. I love that fact that he said he moves on, but he still updates it. And most of it's just him humble bragging and patting himself on the back. He doesn't actually show any evidence. It's actually like, what? A screenshot that is in the middle of a Discord server, so there is no top and bottom, and he's saying, this is all I could see. No, show me the whole bar you could see, by the way. 2, he was fired from a manager to a redditor position. Of course, he wasn't gonna be a manager in the managerial section of the Discord. Because the motherfucker is now an editor. Why the fuck he doesn't need to be access to a managerial thing? He fucked up with that. But I digress. I genuinely do not care anymore about this, and I'm just now addressing the accusations here, by the way. Like, seriously, there's nothing, and I didn't have any bad things happen to me, to be honest. Like, the cancellation of theirs failed. Like, I lost 2 friends, but at the same time, one of them turned out to not think of me as a friend in the first place. So at the end of the day, that was more of a favor to me than actually, and it hurt, by the way. It genuinely hurt. Like, I'm gonna be straight up with you, that the part around my friend, I kind of did a little bit of a fucky wucky, but then again, I found more of my old posts in the T-Cord, which were not taken by Dawn, that completely changed the things. Like, I vividly remember, but this was like months ago, so it took me time to find them, but I found them. So, again, I haven't lost shit. There are some parts I do regret, and I changed those things now. But I genuinely don't regret archiving people, and I'm still gonna continue archiving bad people because there needs to be a trail. There needs to be a trail of what the fuck happened, you know? Because these people just abuse that little fucking fact that when people mostly ignore people, which you should. I'm just a lawyer who doesn't mind doing that. But anyhow, let's get back to Nux. This is the segment of me addressing some stuff, because it kind of pissed me off. And for Dawn, by the way, the Nazi simp, you're lucky I didn't sue you. I subpoenaed, by the way. I was very, very, like a hair's length close of having an international slander lawsuit against you, by the way, Dawn, if you're watching this. I know somebody will fucking tell you this. It's just, I know for a fact now that you could not even pay my legal fee, my lawyer's legal fees. So that's why I'm not didn't even try. Then I haven't lost much, but either way, he's very lucky. I'm just gonna straight up say all three of those people are extremely lucky.
13 plus gaming website.
I would have flexed my law degree fast on them. Like, they don't realize how much they are skirting that line. And I'm gonna straight up say one or two of them are bound to get sued. It's not when, but not if, but when. This is my advice for people.
By the way,
Making adult content available to children is totally inappropriate.
And also, I'm kind of done with them. Like, I'm not even gonna mention them anymore unless they make a massive fuck up online. Like, I really have went through the process of moving on, because at the end of the day, I genuinely haven't lost much. Like their cancellation attempt backfired massively. All they did was promote the streams, proving this guy is an actual malicious cunt. And like I said, many people thanked me for this.
And Nuxtaku has known this for a while.
Gentai ain't for kids under 18, let alone under 13.
Some insist that it is solely the parents' responsibility to stop their children from seeing that stuff. End of story.
It's 50-50. I'm gonna say straight up, it's 50-50 in my opinion. Parents are always responsible for the actions of their children, and they should. Like, a lot of parents should fucking be parents and make sure that their kids are not doing something sus or on a sus site or something on the internet, or, like, for instance, not watching, I don't know, there's the current trend, at least here in Serbia, that high schoolers are filming on TikTok bullying other kids, and I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, the current kids are monsters, in my opinion, and it's partially on the fault of the parents, but also, I'm gonna straight up say, we content creators should do our due diligence in preventing, if, like, I don't like, there are content creators who create content for people in the age of minority, alright? There's nothing wrong with that, like kid-friendly channels. And a lot of them do their due diligence and well practice. But I think every content creator should fucking do their due diligence and help out with for the parents in helping out child safety online, because there's a lot of monsters out here. And I'm speaking as a criminal court lawyer, by the way. There are many monsters, many monsters on the internet, you know, a lot of them, and you should pay attention to your children. Alright, hold up, I can't see you shit about the chat, so I'm just gonna, hold up, let's just go to just chatting real quick so I can minimize the stupid fucking, there we go, so I can monitor the stupid fucking, there we go.
Story. I think that's a very dumb perspective, so I'm going to back up Nuxtaku on this one. Parents do have the primary responsibility to protect their children, but that responsibility isn't on them alone. If you're publishing content on a 13+ website, the creators, the parents, and the platform have a shared responsibility.
Yep, it's true. It's true. Like, there's always the fact that minors will try to sneak in. Like, there's a fact that it will happen. It will happen. Like, especially if you're like especially if you're like a loot tuber, like, let's say, I don't know, Fifi and stuff like that. Like, it's bound that they will sneak in. Why? Because teenagers are gooners, alright? Like they are. They're sneaky little cunts that they are just gonna straight up walk in, and a lot of times they will lie about their age. And in my opinion, when they're lying about their age, there's nothing you could do. Like you can't. You're not the police. You're not a government authority to will ask for ID. And people will say, well, currently they're actually adding ID checks and stuff like that. No, that's not the thing. That's not child safety. It's the government trying to spy on you, alright? Because currently we are in the age of censorship, where a lot of the governments are taking Orwell's 1984 as an instruction list instead of a warning. You know, that sort of thing. But people should fucking pay attention to what their kids are doing. You should. And we content creators should do our due diligence when, if we even slightly suspect that they're a minor, boot them out. Just boot them out. Just kick them. Your life is going to be much easier. If you're wondering about if they're going to say some stuff, don't care. Just don't care.
To protect the children using that site from being exposed to harmful content. In the case of Twitch, the creators are knowingly streaming inappropriate content, and Twitch isn't cracking down on it. As Nuxtaku clearly understands, it is supposed to be a 13+ platform. If you're allowing or uploading adult content onto that platform, you're clearly doing something wrong, and should be held responsible if kids come across that content. Parents can easily block actual adult websites, and some even teach you how to do it. But when adult content is hidden on a 13+ website, the parents might not even suspect it to be there. Take for example, Mutaha's aunt.
Here's the fucking wildest thing about her, okay? So she has every fucking parental filter. If you walk into her house, it's like fucking North Korea. However, she hasn't done anything for YouTube. She hasn't looked at parental controls. So in her mind, she's like, I'm a good parent. I'm making sure they don't watch porn. And then their kids are watching like Andrew Tate and shit. So she's blocked this one possibly dangerous avenue of like, you know, fucking psych infiltrating shit, but she hasn't locked the other one out.
Instead of telling his aunt to set up parental controls on YouTube, Mutaha decided to shit-talk her parenting on his massive podcast. Very normal behavior. So when adult content is on an adult website, it's easily blocked. When it's on Twitch or YouTube, it can go unnoticed and in the worst cases, subvert those parental controls.
Nick, I'm sorry to say, but a lot of people... I mean, I know why he's talking like that. It's because he's trying to build up to his stance. But, Nick, nobody expects that on YouTube. I'm gonna be straight up with you. A lot of parents in the normal world do not expect that. Plus, they also don't want to block YouTube because they will block it for themselves as well. Many people have one PC in their home. They use it as well, and why would they expect that when they're watching it as well?
That's why it's important for creators on these platforms to keep in mind that their content is going to be available to and be seen by children. As an example, you shouldn't have a hentai reviewer on your podcast and then shout them out by pitching their content as a method to circumvent parental controls.
Ladies and gentlemen, please check out our friend Hartweigen, friend of the show, absolute.
I mean, okay, Nick is currently, in my opinion, starting to sound like I'm watching this again, with fresh eyes after a while. By the way, well, the parts I have seen, like I have, like I said, watched the intro and some stuff, but I'm watching this with a new pair of eyes, and I'm just like, Nick, they don't expect minors to be there. They're not advertising themselves for minors. Yes, there are minors everywhere lurking, probably online, seeing content, and content creators should be aware, and they are. But it's not like they are advertising themselves to minors. You know? If they were advertising themselves to minors and promoting a hentai reviewer, that's different. Then you have a case, but I can't believe I'm running defense for Nox, but this is a non-argument. That's not an argument. That's kind of a... is this gonna be entirely bad faith 24/7? Shit, man.
Really amazing creator. If you're into hentai and you want to, and you got parental filters all over your web browser, this is the channel for you because YouTube is not blocked by parental filters. So wink, wink on that one.
Before you
Yeah, there we go. Like, this kind of fucking ruins the past argument Nick just had.
run off calling Mutahar some early porn introduction mogul, this is just a single, irresponsible one-off comment from years ago. It was a dumb thing to say, but there is no broad pattern of Mutahar engaging.
But he's right. There are no parental filters for YouTube. Parental filters don't hit YouTube because YouTube is a mega platform everywhere. That there's a variety of stuff.
In this behavior. To return to Nux's critique of Twitch, another problem with adult content being on a 13+ website is its potential to funnel children to adult websites and services.
Every single freaking ASMR streamer on Twitch is linking their OnlyFans because ultimately Twitch is a massive funnel to that stuff, and Twitch knows that. Most of Twitch these days is a literal funnel to OnlyFans. Remember, this is a 13+ gaming website where 90% of just chatting streams are boobs, funneling people to the OnlyFans of the streamers, because it's not like there's any discoverability on OnlyFans. And the recommended page and every thumbnail on the just chatting category would be banned on YouTube. Bro, do you see what's going on your website, bro? This shit would be banned on YouTube immediately.
I'm not too sure about that last bit, but if a creator's content is directing children to adult websites, making it more available and accessible to them, they are more likely to not only seek out that content, but also far more extreme content than they otherwise would have. Nuxtaku, on the other hand, has been criticizing Twitch for allowing this.
Yes, extreme content like Hassan Piker. Hassan is an extremist. People say, oh, he's fighting for people's rights and stuff like that. Dude, he shills China. Like, do you all know what the fuck they're doing to the Uyghurs? The Uyghurs? Do you all know what they're fucking doing to them? Like, it's pure Germany 1940s, man. And he fucking says, oh, but they're re-educating him. What the fuck, my guy? Those are Turkic people, your kin. Like, come on, dude. Come on. Like, is Nick gonna be that fucking idiot here? Oh god.
Content since the creation of the hot tubs category.
The new Twitch meta, ladies and gentlemen. She doesn't need to see it for in her browser history. If you look up PONR, her stream is PONR. Bruh.
It's just so noisy.
Bruh. It's unbelievable that this content is allowed.
In February 2021, he released a whole song about it.
I made a music video parody of Billie Eilish's Bad Guy. When the Twitch hot tub meta was going on, all the top streamers were female streamers in hot tubs wearing nothing. And I made a music video parody, Twitch is hentai. Twitch is hentai. Twitch thoughts giving teens bloody no sleep.
Damn, a great message and a banger tune.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I don't think it's a banger, but it's a message, alright? Like, two things can be right at the same time. Like, a broken clock is right.
There is just one big problem I have with Nux's critique here. He left out the most dangerous element of this kind of content. Any child can see bikini ladies on the beach or at the pool, but they're not going to see bikini ladies doing erotic dances while surrounded by adult strangers who are touching themselves while chatting with them. They are also not going to receive private messages or invitations to join a private group chat where a much older person showers them with attention and makes them feel special. Creators don't just put out.
Yep, that's actually a thing. This is actually a thing. I cannot say much because here in Serbia those kind of things are very, very classified. But they're real. It's not... the problem is that, at least here in Serbia, Twitch is an unknown. Like, genuinely unknown. YouTube stuff, yeah. Definitely. There are fan, quote-unquote, group chats that go watch people on YouTube. There are some YouTube streams who are, oh boy, Serbian court is now also aware of Kick because of Baka Prase. And boy, do I have some things to say about the current Kickman of fucking hiring fucking prostitutes. Let's just say that.
Content, they have a community, whether it's in their comments or on other platforms. If the creator's content is explicit in nature, then so will their community. If children are allowed into these spaces, the creator is facilitating a space where adults and minors are talking about explicit matters with each other. Even if there are no predators in those spaces, if minors are allowed access, they are still being normalized to the idea that it's okay for them to be talking about these things with
Yeah, that's grooming.
adults, making them much more vulnerable. Nuxtaku has actually made videos in the past catfishing predators on Discord, but his activism doesn't end there. In 2021, he tried to trick Shadman, the infamous lolicon artist, into a confrontation to grill them for drawing Lolly Beast comics. Wanna collab? Lamal, no, but your heart's in the right place. Wait, why would Shadman say that? Anyway, these statements and instances where Nuxtaku actually mocked messages he received from Shadman have been misconstrued by bad faith actors to claim that Nuxtaku had some connection with Shadman or a desire to work with him. I mean, look at the timeline. We're supposed to believe that 3 days after catfishing predators, Nuxtaku was trying to get on Shadman's good side. It is such easily debunkable nonsense. This whole controversy was just an offshoot of the early Mr. Beast drama, when Ava Chris Tyson's fandom of Shadman was exposed. Nuxtaku was among the people calling her out on it, but also for running a Discord server where NSFW content was available to minors. Despite his consistent, long-term opposition to children being exposed to adult content, and criticism of multiple creators who have blurred the line between adults and children, Nuxtaku continues to be smeared as some kind of because of his old videos.
My videos were showing people weird shit that came out of Japan to get funny reactions. And I, to this day, do not think that they were harmful videos. I don't.
It really isn't necessary, but let's take a look at one of those examples. If we go to May of 2021, a couple months after releasing the song about Twitch, and a few months before the Shadman collab request, he released this video. It's about Nuxtaku reviewing the old comics made by the author of the Nagatoro manga. It's a romantic comedy about the teacher.
Oh. Well, people are starting to get aware of the Nagatoro artist's past. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the Nagatoro artist is based, alright? The mangaka for Nagatoro is based. Alright, he's a based dude. The Nagatoro manga is actually pretty damn decent. Watch the manga. No, watch the manga. Read the manga.
Nagatoro, a high school junior. I know a little trick for looking up the old thumbnails of videos on the Internet Archive, and the thumbnail of this video used to look like this. Nagatoro taking off her panties. This isn't the second version. This is the third version. Here is the second version. Nagatoro completely naked, and there's some kind of a chimpanzee behind her.
But she's sitting here in the forest, and all of a sudden Monkey comes out and starts.
That's a lot of monkey hands. Jesus Christ.
God damn it. And then they proceed to. Okay, anyway. She ends up having an epiphany that in order to survive, she must drink fluids. So she proceeds to drink fluids. That's why she's like.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Nux was thinking. This, like, it's like you can see his fucking reaction. Like, he's uncomfortable to the core. Like, Nux was doing this to bait. Like, Nux is always a baiter. Like, he always baits. Like, this is a given thing. It's a fact that he does that. That's his whole shtick, but come on.
Go as much as you want because
you can dish out there. Okay.
Yeah, she needs to drink it to survive. This is survival instincts. Boom! They were in fact not in the forest. She was in fact with the monkeys in a zoo in front of a whole bunch of people. Out of people? No, an audience? Is this a zoo? They saw all of it? The mating act? This is so cursed. This is the worst image in the history of
why would the monkey bring it up? That's so weird.
So she pushes the shock collar that she happens to be wearing.
Oh, they put her on a shot? What the fuck?
To force her to do the friendship show.
So she's a slave.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. And then she has to dance like monkey.
By the way, Hassan fans are look.
That's so weird.
She pushes the shot.
Like, dude. This and people, Hassan fans are promoting this video against Nux, by the way, but like if Nick Kandros was a Hassan fan or something like that, he would cut that shit out. Like he would have said something about this, but nah. Hassan fans sort of like treat Hassan like it's the second coming of fucking Lenin.
A collar that she happens to be wearing.
Oh, they put her on a shot? What the fuck?
To force her
Also,
to do the friendship show.
So she's a slave.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. And then she has to dance like monkey.
Nuxtaku is displaying a comic to his audience about a little girl being raped by a pack of monkeys in a zoo exhibit before a crowd of children. The censorship is at times very lacking. There's lots of fluids and even monkey cocks visible on screen. Not only did Nuxtaku show that, he's displaying multiple adult websites and shows the names of all the comics, making it easy for the audience members to look them up for themselves.
Lolicon. Oh, it hurts so bad.
What? It's got 69.
There's 69,000 Lolicon manga.
69,000. No big deal, right?
Popular.
This is far worse than anything I've seen on Twitch. How is this sponsored by Raycon? Wasn't Nuxtaku supposed to confront Shadman for this stuff? I thought he was against hedonism and degeneracy. The video—
Okay. Nick, I'm gonna straight up, it is bad, but Shadman literally drew, NSFW art of Keemstar's daughter. An actual person of age of at the age of minority at that time. He drew NSFW stuff out of spite towards them. Like Shad's a different thing. All right, don't do that. Like nothing can be worse than that. Trust me, like that, dude. Come on.
Was also not age restricted, meaning that he made it visible to his own crowd of children. And the comment section had many children on it. Some of them were asking for Nuxtaku to reduce the censorship, and others were asking for the source of these adult comics. When I say children, I'm not just making a blind guess. Many of these children had videos of themselves on their channel. So while Nuxtaku was railing against Twitch for letting children—
Okay, thank you for censoring that kid, but also at the same time, are they? Like that's a double-edged sword. I get you don't want to show a kid on. Kudos. Oh, but there's a problem. That could be anything. I'm watching it from the perspective as a lawyer, by the way.
See bikini ladies. He was uploading content like this, with thumbnails like this, to a 13+ website.
Which is, again, still mind-blowing to me that they even thought this was a good idea. Honey.
Yeah, I agree with him with that part. Yeah. I fully agree. It's also highly hypocritical. Later on, Nux says this, but he was doing the same shit, if not worse.
13+ gaming website, by the way.
And nowadays, he presents himself as this fighter for God and this opponent of degeneracy and hedonism. This video isn't publicly available anymore because
yeah, he's trying to, how do I say this, fully commit himself to the right-wing grift, and he's deleting all of his old videos of his degeneracy. But the internet has fucking, how do I say it, the internet has a memory, forever memory, alright? Nobody will, Nux can never talk about himself being a pioneer of anti-degeneracy when the motherfucker was apparently, allegedly in a relationship with Fifi, and they were both promoting themselves on Rule 34 shagging. Does anybody remember that?
as I tweeted a link to it around the time of the post-Nux Clarity incident. It used to embed on the tweet, but now it no longer does, because within 30 minutes of me tweeting it, the video was set to private. There was no apology or explanation, only an attempt to hide evidence of one's past, which in itself became evidence of a guilty mind. I have never seen anyone post the kind of content Nuxtaku did on a regular basis and not get banned. Not only hasn't he been banned, until recently, he was hanging out with massive, well-respected creators. He might be one of the most underlooked and worst cases of such a high-profile creator, profiting from exposing children to adult content, directing.
I'm gonna straight up say I think he has a guy in YouTube. I'm gonna straight up say that. He's been around a long time. He has probably made a lot of connections.
Them to adult websites and running their communities with a total disregard for child safety. Nowadays he pretends that none of this ever happened. He downplays it, lies about it, and deletes evidence of it. Let's start from the beginning. Nuxtaku started out as an anime.
We're finally... It's been 17 fucking minutes. We're finally getting to the points. Alright, finally. Okay.
YouTuber in 2015. He grew slowly and steadily, but in late 2019, everything changed. Jeffrey Epstein died in prison. Excuse me.
Yeah, he died, sure.
2 weeks after that.
I also made a video on YouTube that has since been removed, the biggest flexes in hentai.
Also, by the way, the Epstein files being leaked kind of proved us Serbs talking about certain politicians, right? We were called crazy and stuff like that. Who's laughing now, motherfuckers?
And the degeneracy began from there.
In the video, Nuxtaku reviews and recommends 10 hentai animations, 7 of which were categorized as lolly, meaning they contained underage characters.
And this bad boy, very not chill stepfather, has a very not chill relationship with stepdaughter. Again, most people would think this is weird, but hentai clearly knows better.
He was already showing adult content to a 13+ audience, and giving them advice on how to find adult content online.
The reason why I bring it up here is because without putting text on the screen is nearly impossible to remember. Therefore, since the plot, and it's a goddamn plot, deep thematic and philosophical undertones here, I believe anyone who wanted to search this bad boy up without said title, because I was a douche for not putting it on screen, would just simply look up time stop hentai. Far easier than... Very understandable. A lot of y'all sent me screenshots on Twitter, link to my Twitter in the description, of the top recommended searches on the hub of prawn. And lo and behold, much to my surprise, WTF fanbase, one of the top hits is Time Stop Hentai. And it stayed like that for 3 goddamn days immediately after me uploading my biggest flexes in hentai video. Now that is the biggest flex in hentai.
At the time, these videos earned him a massive amount of attention. The first video got 500,000 views, and its many sequels were even more successful, with the whole series garnering a total of 5 million views. One of them was even sponsored by an adult game platform. Because these videos were far more TOS risky than his usual content, Nuxtaku would soon delete them after uploading to avoid moderation consequences.
The greatest plots in hentai 2! Yes, this video will be deleted soon after uploading for the sake of my channel's survival, but a promise is a promise. So, yippee, here we go. 50,000 likes and the greatest plots in hentai 3 will be out eventually.
In reality, he didn't actually delete them. He set them to private, and at a later date, he set them to unlisted, meaning that anyone with a link could see them. I actually managed to find these videos quite some time ago. I archived them, and Nuxtaku can tell you the rest. Only one of them remains unlisted. Go check it out. If it has gone private, it confirms that Nuxtaku knows about this video. After the success of this hentai video series, it soon became the core focus of Nux's content for years to come. By December 2019, he reached 1 million subscribers. In 2020, he was collaborating with some of the biggest creators on the platform and filming their reactions to adult animations or comics, often involving characters of a questionable age.
There is an asshole door, so it's a woman with her ass out, and this one's like an anal key.
and Ash Ketchum is well, at least a young Ash Ketchum seems to be approaching it.
Oh no.
And he uses what's called the fist dash, it seems, to gain entry.
Oh wow. Is this made for you?
Yeah, I think it's gone now. So now he sprayed her with the spray of doom.
Oh no. She's quivering. Oh my god! What? I didn't experience that though.
Given
I'm gonna get fucking flagged because of this. I highly. God damn it. All right.
his size as a creator, Moist Critical actually appeared in Nuxtaku's videos surprisingly frequently. He used to be a part of something Nuxtaku called the Hentai Gang, and they would react to various hentai clips together.
Oh god. This is good stuff. We got full color, snuff, guro, torture, amputee. All the wholesome tang.
Sounds good, let me see that shit.
Nuxtaku also deployed a very aggressive clickbait strategy. Showing some bikini ladies wasn't enough. He needed cropped hentai, bestiality, and
Alright, to defense of Charlie, he was a good friend back then to Nux, and also Charlie's like a fuck it, we ball, I don't care person. Like, he generally doesn't give a shit.
lolly. Despite having displayed this content in his videos and thumbnails for years,
I know Nick is an anti. I'm gonna straight up say this is not what you all think. If you go to a DA or prosecution and tell them somebody's a pet, all right, and you just give them this, unless it's drawings depicted of an actual real kid, like genuinely based on a real kid, who has a name, ID, and everything, right? They're gonna look at you like you're fucking stupid. There's also some people are also. I think Nick also will say the Protect Act, and I done my research about the Protect Act here in America, and it was deemed unconstitutional and voided. It's not in power. There's also the fact they're saying, well, in UK it's illegal. I asked the guy to go to a, manga shop or stuff like that. Weeb shop as I call them. He just straight up found fucking lolicon shmentai being sold. No problems. Everywhere. In the 18 plus section. It's not banned in the UK. You just can't, obviously you can buy it, but you cannot distribute it to your friend. You cannot lend him that book. I think that's how an acquaintance of mine, who's a colleague, who's a barrister, explained it to me when I asked him. It's kind of wild.
Nuxtaku has consistently denied being into it, but he also claims he doesn't believe enjoying it makes you a pedophile.
So there are 3 levels here, okay? There's lollies, which I have absolutely nothing against. I don't think anyone has anything against lollies, okay? Like Chibidoki, or Megumin from Konosuba, or Gura. Nothing has anything against lollies. It's lolly.
It's Saba now, motherfucker. Praise be the queen.
That's the gray zone.
Nuxtaku would begin to signal anti-
Yeah, I made that video on my main channel about lolicon. Is it legal or not? And stuff like that. And I still adhere to it. Even now, after being now a lawyer in practice, it's very much a gray zone. But it's not, CSAM or something like that. It's not classified as that. Nor will it ever be, because there are actual professionals, medical professionals who study PDFs who just straight up say it's not it. It's not it. And my own, when I was a student, my mandatory student practice also, there was that as well. And I prefer to adhere to what actual medical professionals tell me than some random person on Twitter. And I am a lawyer. I have to be like that. To me, it's a gray zone. And unless you're drawing shrentai of an actual person in the age of minority, I don't care. Like what Shadman did to Keemstar's daughter, yeah, I absolutely say lock him up. But this, like, nah, I'm sorry, but you have to give me some more tangible stuff.
lolicon sentiments in 2022, causing drama between him and Rev says Desu.
They couldn't believe the guy who has used lolly-related content in his thumbnails, videos, and the same guy who has openly befriended lolicons, followed and praised lolicons on Twitter, could be making such a statement under glaring hypocrisy.
I don't like Rev, but they are making a sound point.
Have you seen your thumbnail? This thumbnail, lolly likers are pedos. This is in quotes, like it's something I actually said.
It's a pretty reasonable inference of your position based on the content of your tweet.
I did not say this. I didn't even say this a little. Not even a little. And this dude's like, oh, dude, we're gonna make this thumbnail. So, dude, when it comes to thumbnails, you can be quiet.
Instead of engaging, Nuxtaku acts incredulous that how could someone possibly be saying this?
He did this to Tiger as well.
Then he goes on this whole rant. He's like, dude, you should have your legs broken then because you like lollies.
Nick, you also did that as well to Tiger, by the way. If you're trying to skirt away, no.
See? You have Gura in the thumbnail. Like, dude, what is going on? What is going on? So, constantly taking me out of context, constantly making me look like a hypocrite for things that I've never been a hypocrite about.
Nux's response.
Yes, you were, because again, you are a hypocrite, Nux, but also you were sucking up to Mulahar so much.
The Rev was set to private around the time of the post-Nux Clarity incident. Despite his history, in early 2024, Nuxtaku had no problem calling Vosh a pedophile for flashing his lolly horse folder on stream for a couple seconds. Meanwhile...
Okay, here's the thing though, I think that was in retaliation because Vosh calls lolicons pets. And he was then exposed for having lolicon stuff. I don't like the fact that people call each other pets without any sort of evidence. But it's one thing when somebody never did that and they get called that. And another when the guy they're calling a PDF also called people a PDF for the exact same thing. Both are wrong, but then the latter part, I genuinely won't have sympathy for you.
He had his own horse folder on his public YouTube channel. He also forgot to censor the contents of Vosh's folder in his coverage. Old habits die hard, I guess.
I am the one that gets canceled daily for being a gooner on Twitter, by the way. And I have never saved a porn image.
Never, wow.
One of the more shocking images in Vosh's folder depicted a lolicon VTuber that Nux had reacted to.
16 is high school. No! Wait, high schoolers aren't lollies. I agree. Lollies are 1,000-year-old cum vampires. I agree. Yeah, great intro. Everyone, hey everyone, meet Natsuhito Matsuri, extremely wholesome VTuber. Also, she likes talking about lollies. Nothing weird here at all. Oh god, this rabbit hole goes deep.
She just said she is into 10 to 12-year-olds, and Nux does not push back in any serious manner. He then proceeds to react to her content for 20 more minutes.
Did Nick just subtly accuse Matsuri of being a PDF? Oh boy, Nick. Oh boy. I hate the fact that I can spot these little fucking details, alright? It's... Oh my god, okay, what? I have to get my bangs are falling on my eyes. This guy just fucking basically subtly accused Matsuri of being a pet. Oh boy. Like anybody who knows the background of this and who knows who Matsuri are, I mean the trick is with Nicandros, a lot of his audience are either people who don't know shit or they just don't care. But Nick, be careful around Hololive, alright? I'm just gonna tell you straight up, yeah, Yago is not afraid to litigate.
That was a great video, damn!
Nux clearly had no problem with lolly content, and he was happy to pander to lolicons for years. To return to Nuxtaku's thumbnails, I've seen comments under some videos mention him changing them, but that early version has not been captured on the Wayback Machine. In the case of this thumbnail, there are low-resolution captures of the early versions, which depict a woman indulging in self-exploration, censored only by this incrementally growing emoji. Whenever these old thumbnails arouse controversy, Nuxtaku goes to quietly censor them. He was clearly maximizing the amount of adult content he could show without getting in trouble with YouTube, and he would use various tricks to dodge demonetizations and age restrictions.
The word Shota is blacklisted on YouTube big time. When I made my video talking about the Shota thing, Shota trending on Twitter, I spelled it with a U and it gets past the censors. I took out the U, instantly demonetized. Added in the U, turns green again. Dude, I'm telling you, YouTube is run by idiots. Evil idiots, but idiots nonetheless.
It's bots now.
He would use special characters in titles and euphemistically refer to adult content as being cultured or wholesome. If a
Be careful with saying that, Nick. There's Project Melody there.
parent saw a title like, "I showed cultured clips to normie YouTubers" in their child's browser history, it would hardly stand out as a hentai reaction video. Many of these videos originally had far more explicit titles, but Nuxtaku has gone back to censor them later.
Awaken to a world of wonder in Final Fantasy XIV Online.
MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV?
There are also many videos that are no longer available. Nuxtaku wasn't only exposing his audience to adult content, he was directing them to it. Leaving the titles of these adult animations visible on screen was not an oversight or an accident.
I love how people ask me for the sauce. I have the title in the screen, people. That's why I don't make them full screen, so you can always find the sauce.
The source, or the source, being the origin of the adult content. Whenever he showed porn in his videos or thumbnails, the comments were full of requests for the source. Some would name the artist, or
Okay, this is actually common in the internet thing. Come on, dude. Okay.
name the individual work.
It's still bad that it's a 13+ site, but still, goddamn.
Others would even post direct links, most of which have been automatically deleted. Some of them still remain, linking to an image tagged with lolly and imminent rape, because Nuxtaku used it in his thumbnail. Nuxtaku would sometimes pin these source posts, encouraging these ecosystems of porn sharing in his comments. He's actually acknowledged this phenomenon in his videos.
Half my comment section in the previous episode of the Hentai Gang was all about, where can I find this door one?
Alright, so...
It really isn't hard to find.
Okay, Charlie.
Yeah, it's super easy to find if you just type in, like...
Very cool, Charlie.
Comes up almost immediately, because I didn't remember the name during the episode. That's all I typed in and found it in almost instantly.
Thanks for the instructions on how to find that hentai comic online. As you can see, talking about, exhibiting, and directing people to adult media was a core part of Nux's content, and the community around it. Now, YouTube is again a 13+ website, just like Twitch. So, Nuxtaku was making this content available to minors. But did it appeal to them? You've seen enough of his presentation to know that his audience was hardly above the age of 18. If you're putting on this kind of PewDiePie voice, you're not looking for an adult audience. Given his previous focus on anime, Nuxtaku's audience would already trend towards being pretty young, but it wasn't young enough. He would imitate the thumbnail style of channels like Game Theory, which is very popular with children, and make lots of other content trying to attract MatPat's attention. He eventually succeeded and collaborated with not just MatPat, but also PewDiePie and Markiplier. Except he didn't. These are just misleading clickbait thumbnails. However, if you were a fan of one of these massive channels with very young audiences, and you were tricked into clicking on one of these videos, your recommendations would fill up with stuff like this.
Alright, Mark and Pewds, they're too big to specifically cater to one specific audience.
This combo of factors that would drive this content to a young audience would not be complete without Nuxtaku's favorite rule, that being Rule 34.
And if you're not familiar with the term Rule 34, it's a term and website talking about how if anything exists, there is porn of it.
Nuxtaku being obsessed with it is a meme by itself. He was making videos about Pokemon, anime, and other children's IPs while using Rule 34 of them as clickbait. or as the subject of the entire video. The most popular video on his second channel was a reaction to a viral Animal Crossing adult animation with very minimal censorship. There are small blurs around the genital areas, but you could still make out what's going on. What implication? And what's funny about it? When this animation came out, it became a viral meme, and a bunch of kids on TikTok were, as Nuxtaku says, doing the things or doing the dance. In other words, publishing media of themselves for anyone in the world to see, in which they are replicating moves from an adult animation they had been exposed to. Very understandably, some people considered this to be a risk to those children's safety.
This is currently the most concerning trend on TikTok.
Is it really the most concerning trend on TikTok? There's literally a trend right now called devious licks, where people break into schools or are in schools and steal stuff like hand sanitizer and fire alarms and toilet seats. They just rip them off the toilets. That is a trend on TikTok right now. But no, this is the most disturbing trend on TikTok. All right, dude.
What's worse? Children being at risk of being exploited, or children stealing toilet seats?
More and more TikTokers have started to recreate that dance, and it's got people concerned. Basically, a lot of people are afraid that the dance is going to get really popular, and kids are going to start coming on the app and doing it and get targeted by predators.
No one's afraid of that. All right, maybe I'm not around TikTok enough, and I don't understand the ecosystem, but I don't think that people are afraid of kids being targeted by predators because they're doing a dance, okay? Kids are targeted by predators on TikTok for freaking breathing crooked. I don't think this dance is gonna push anyone over the edge, but that's just...
TikTok is actually the hub for pets. A lot of people don't know that. It is actually a hub. Before it was like private channels and stuff like that, like forums and stuff like that. I'm showing you a little bit about what I learned now as a criminal court lawyer. Alright, I've seen some stuff. Now it's TikTok. Generally, because it's fully legal. It's not sus. They use code words and stuff like that. They make fake profiles and stuff like that. And oh boy. Oh boy. Let's just say TikTok is the hub for pets right now. Yeah, me.
A child that is publicly self-reporting as having been exposed to adult content is absolutely more likely to be targeted. It means that their internet access is unrestricted and likely
And it's been like that since Charli D'Amelio became popular. I'm now very much telling you all this from practice experience, alright? Ever since then. And it's still a hub for them. Like, dear God. And then they make Discord or Telegram groups and do whatever the fuck they want. Like, the subpoenas I've wrote for those it would be mind-boggling for you if it wasn't classified. I'm just telling you straight out for safety, like, be careful around TikTok. TikTok is currently the fucking hub for it.
Supervised.
Well, that and Blue Sky. Oh God, Blue Sky is also has a problem with that.
They're an easy target.
So if you happen to see any kids on your For You page doing this dance, please nicely encourage them to stop.
Nicely encourage them to stop is just sending hate mobs in nicer words.
This guy could be a total grifter in his own right, but nothing about what he's saying here should be controversial. It's basic, common sense, internet child safety. But Nuxtaku takes it as some existential threat, which makes sense when you think about what he's doing for 2 seconds. He's regular.
I'm also gonna say straight up, in addition to that, please if you know their parents, tell them. And if you're parents and you see that, please, for the love of God, delete their fucking TikTok profile.
Uploading.
Like I said, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Roblox are currently the favorite parts that are fully legal in the world, and they have a lot of predator issues. Yeah.
Content sexualizing children's cartoon characters onto a 13+ platform. Characters designed to appeal to children and more likely to be recommended to children. If you look at this video's comments, you see dozens of children explicitly reporting their ages, many of them being under 13. These
Nick, the guy who's saying this in the middle. He could be fucking trolling, my guy. This is not evidence.
Are not adults pretending.
I hate to give Nux a benefit, but still, this is not evidence, my guy. Like, sure, there are some people below the age of majority who do say that, but it's not an evidence. You have to have actual proof that that specific profile is actually the minor. I'm sorry, but I'm speaking as a lawyer. This is a non-evidence a little bit. It's still bad, but God, it's a non-evidence.
To be children as a joke. I've seen what's on their channels. They are uploading videos of themselves onto their channels and then leaving public comments under Nuxtaku's videos for anyone in the world to see. There are thousands of comments like this scattered all over Nuxtaku's backlog, some new, some old, but many of them are from children who are still minors. Nuxtaku obviously doesn't directly control who watches his videos or what they upload onto their channels, but he was choosing to upload this content onto a 13+ platform where it was available to children. If you make content about sex and porn available to children, you're gonna receive comments about sex and porn from children. If you look at the audience retention graph, you can see that barely anyone is watching this video for Nuxtaku's commentary. All of the attention is hyper-focused on the segment where the adult animation is shown. Who do you think is watching it over and over again? Any adult could just go and watch the uncensored animation elsewhere. However, to the children who cannot access adult websites, this is the...
I mean, kind of true, but also the fact that there are a lot of there are a lot of adults that are just lazy to search. There's a lot of them who are just too lazy to search.
The most easily available and the least censored version of the animation that they can find. Here is a comment from a child saying that they can't access the uncensored.
Do you have proof that it's a child, Nick? Like, a comment, like I said, that could be anything. It could be a kid, but it also could not be. It's like the amount of trolls on YouTube comments alone just is mind-boggling, to the point where I'm sorry to say, but as somebody who works in law, using a YouTube comment is not as evidence is just bad. It's a non-evidence until you have some tangible proof that it's a minor. Like, oh my God almighty. Like I said, I haven't watched the full video. I only skimmed to the part about the minor being in the Patreon Discord, if I remember right. And it's a mea culpa on my part. I should have watched it fully, but like I said, I had master's degree exams. But God save my soul. Like, Nick, come on, dude. You have to give me something.
Animation.
I'm begging you, give me something.
Because of parental controls. This child's parents did not want them to be exposed to this kind of media, but Nuxtaku's content enabled it to happen anyway. Nuxtaku knows that YouTube doesn't want that content on its platform, and he was actively reverse engineering the site's moderation in order to continue uploading this content without getting age restricted. He was so successful at it that even if you enabled restricted mode and the parental control filters, videos like this would still be visible on his channel. With the same video, where Nuxtaku was shitting on this guy for caring too much about child safety, he was contributing to and profiting from all of the issues that the guy was raising awareness of.
Alright, Mr. Noah, I don't know you, and you seem like a decent man. John?
Yeah, it's a fair argument. I'm gonna give Nick that, but you still need to give me some evidence that more evidence that that was a person of age of minority.
316, my man. He's a man of the people. This dude, this absolute legend. I didn't even notice that before. Don't quote Bible verses in your bio, dude. What? John 3:16 is For God so loved the world that he gave his own forgotten son, that whoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Alright, gamers. Yeah, alright. If I see that in the bio, I'm gonna... Alright, dude.
Fighting for God was not the moneymaker
And you became a religious person online, Nux.
for Nuxtaku at the time.
Ironic.
The real moneymaker was running Rule 34 tournaments and networking with massive creators.
What I did today is I gathered 8 YouTubers, put them in a tournament bracket format, and had them battle it out, where they each select different fictional characters, and based on the amount of entries they have on Rule 34, they are stronger choices.
Not only are these videos just flagrant celebrations of degeneracy and hedonism,
You know what makes me really uncomfortable about this? Is the fact that we know that Nux is making this video while having a massive erection.
Yes! I mean, no.
they are entirely based around the promotion of an explicit adult website full of adult content of children's characters. The website appreciated the attention and promoted Nuxtaku's videos in exchange.
My last video that, like, I used Rule 34, they actually posted my video on the homepage of the website, so in their honor, you know.
If you want to do these competitions with your adult friends, that's totally fine. What isn't fine is uploading these competitions onto a 13+ platform in which you're promoting an adult website full of thousands of images sexualizing children's cartoon characters. Because of its animated nature, hentai is already much less intimidating to children than photographic adult content. If you're also using characters that are designed to appeal to children, are already familiar to children, and are attached to brands that the algorithm will push to children, you are
Also, I'm just gonna say Konosuba is not meant for children.
basically maximizing the potential of your content to introduce children to adult media at even younger ages. I have already shown that this was undeniably a
Dude, come on, it's the non-evidence. You have to like, this shit is non-evidence. Like I said, could be trolls. Say if you use this in court, the defense lawyer is gonna say, "How do you know all of these people are actually minors?" Come on, dude, you have to give me something to fucking agree with you around this, dude. Like, I remember being 19 before I started streaming on stuff like that. Also, being a little shitter on making burner accounts, just doing this because it was funny.
Function of Nux's content, but I can't say that it was his intent. However, I can demonstrate that it was absolutely undeniable that Nuxtaku knew that children were watching his content. The descriptions of his videos used to explicitly label them as PG-13. This disclaimer can even be found on the monkey comic video. That is an explicit admission that Nuxtaku was fine with 13-year-olds seeing this stuff. But we can do better. Months before the monkey comic video and the Animal Crossing video, Nuxtaku saw one of his child fans with his own eyes. On October 31st of 2020, he requested his audience to email him the most cursed NSFW videos or memes for a chance to win $1,000. No limit on how horrible it is. Despite requesting NSFW content, the announcement does not list a minimum age, so Nuxtaku was giving a financial incentive to minors to find the worst NSFW content they could. After a day, he'd already received thousands of submissions. He would review these submissions a month later in a video with Oompaville and Iron Mouse.
I've never...
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Oh yeah, this is the part. Oh yeah, this is early Mousy where, the girl was. I mean, she was on Mel's podcast, Lootcast podcast, stuff like that. Like Mousy before then was, openly lewd. Not a problem with that, honestly. But I'm gonna be straight up with you. I agree with the fact that Nux is negligent. Like, he's notoriously negligent with everything he does. Like, he genuinely is. Like, he doesn't do his research. He doesn't fact check anything. He doesn't do the necessary steps to just minimize any damage he could possibly fucking do. The problem is, like, my guy, I already kind of know this, and everybody kind of knows this about Nux. But, again, this is not in Nux's favor, because being known to be negligent is extremely bad. And it goes in Nick's favor in arguing against Nux. Like, it does. It goes in his favor. It is.
Even pondered the thought that we could have Lolly and Guro and Bondage all in one thing. That's amazing.
Oh my god.
Among those submissions was a video that one of Nuxtaku's child fans had recorded of themselves.
Oh! What the fuck? Does Nux say that? Or are you saying that? Because that's two different things.
Oh, what? Bro.
I don't even know what that was.
That was some kid just sent you a video of them shitting.
Okay, Upaville said that's it's a kid. Alright, fair enough, Nick. I give you a plus for that.
And then shooting a dog with a Nerf gun.
It would be really funny not to provide the full context.
Oh! Wait, shooting? Oh, fucking hell. Harmful opinions. Yeah, he can suck my ass.
I don't even know what that was.
That was some kid just sent you a video of them shitting and then shooting a dog with a Nerf gun.
It would be really
Wow, fucking hell.
funny not to provide the full context.
Oh, what?
Bro. If you're scared of getting sued.
This might look like a coin, but it's actually a razor-sharp Damascus steel blade that's ready to...
Why the fuck is that an ad?
This ain't the move.
That was some kid just sent you a video of them shitting and then shooting a dog with a Nerf gun.
Wait, what the fuck?
But I'll do so anyway. It's not CSAM. It's some little boy farting into their phone camera. Then they shoot at their dog with a Nerf gun. There's no nudity, and you can't even see their face. However, they are clearly a child, and based on the size of their hand, a very young one at that. There's also no sign of Nuxtaku getting parental consent to publish this video. So he's published a video of someone's child without consent and mixed it in with a bunch of reactions to Lolly Bondage Guro comics.
Yeah, fair enough. I give Nick a plus on that. I give an argument on that. Finally, after 38 minutes, I give him a plus. For real, it's just quasi ad hominems, but this is a plus. I agree with him there.
Oh my god.
This competition was not a one-time thing. It was a whole series, and the total number of emails they received in the end was around 10,000. Whether he intends it or not, by showing this video, Nuxtaku is signaling to the children in his audience that they are welcome to participate. In the rest of the series, Nuxtaku shows lots of adult websites and links to them fully uncensored. Not only that, there are many instances.
Alright, fair enough, but I'm seeing negligence. I'm not seeing him being an actual groomer. Like, the main cause of this is that Nux groomed for people. Like, they're calling him Groomtaku, okay? Where's the grooming currently that Nux is actually doing? Directly. So far, I'm just seeing great negligence in preventing children being groomed in his community, which is by and large, honestly, it could get him in legal trouble. I'm not gonna lie, it could get him in legal trouble, abso-fucking-lutely, because he is showing that he's aware, whether directly or indirectly. But he is not himself directly grooming someone. Whole different thing. Like, people are literally saying that he groomed someone directly, and that's a prison sentence, a very lengthy prison sentence. This is negligence, and he could get a prison sentence or a fine or something like that. At least here in Serbia, people tend to make sure that it's prison, probably house arrest, I think. Because it's just negligence, sadly. Now, in my opinion, you should go to prison just to make them shit themselves. But law is law.
In these videos, where Nuxtaku fails to hide the names of the people sending these emails. So he has solicited children to send him porn, and now he's doxing them to his audience. But that's besides the point here. Nuxtaku absolutely knew that children were not only watching, but engaging with his content and his community. Did that cause him to
Please don't base that on comments. Like I said, there are many 18 and 19-year-olds writing that shit for to troll and for gags and memes. Like there's a lot of them who do that. Please don't use that as evidence. You have to have some other things. Like, for instance, Nux admitting that he does actually have those, that he knows, like he shares his analytics of viewers by age and shit like that. Like that, okay, you can have some things like that, but direct comments like that, like I said, where you cannot actually check their date of birth and stuff like that, you have to be very careful, Nick. You have to be very careful because you're hardcore accusing Nux, and Nux could sue you. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, if anybody here in chat can tell me that is Nux even aware of this video, and if so, he's definitely talking to lawyers, definitely.
Consider his content decisions? No. A couple months later, he released a Twitch song, then the Monkey Comic video, and then the Animal Crossing video. Not only did he not change, he began criticizing Twitch for exposing minors to adult content, despite exposing minors to far worse things.
So there's a rough outline of the mass child mind poisoning machine that Nuxtaku operated and made a ton of money from. We have already seen some of the community interactions in the comments of his videos, but that's only scratching the surface. Let's go back to 2019.
So, the announcement portion of this video is as follows. My favorite of PewDiePie's videos are his Luai videos, where he gets to see how his community memes around his own content. I personally love that style video. How the community itself can come together, because it's not just the YouTuber or the YouTuber's content that's enjoyable, but it's the idea of this little community forming. So, I am creating a Nuxtaku subreddit, which will not be called Nuxtaku because someone already made r/.
In another effort to imitate PewDiePie, in 2019, Nuxtaku founded his own subreddit, r/Nuxtaku submissions. Nowadays, it's a hentai dumping ground, but back then, it was full of memes about anime and children's cartoons.
Hey, stop touching weird places. Don't worry about it. It's flat anyway. Destruction 100. Ho ho ho. Huge roast there. That's
okay. I mean, Nick, it's a meme joke. It's
like the ultimate hentai logic as well.
But this is Nuxtaku we're talking about. So there were also posts about hentai. For several years, the Reddit had no moderation other than Nuxtaku. And on one occasion in 2020, the Reddit was spammed full of hentai.
There were...
That's just Reddit. That's just Reddit. I'm speaking as a Redditor here. That's just Reddit. I got a DM. Well, ping actually. I have to remember to censor the accidental Discord thing, but yeah. What in the 7 hells am I getting pinged for? Ah, it's alright. Ah, okay. It's nothing that bad.
Thousands, nay, tens of thousands of posts of Sakura hentai.
The Reddit was also not marked as 18+, and there was no minimum age listed in the rules.
Forgive me, Lord, but I did it. Please forgive me. Stop sending gentai. Why? I already lost No Nut November. Half of my class saw Aqua's butthole on my screen. To be fair, mad respect for sending Aqua's butthole, and your class should be thankful.
The OP of this post was 12 years old.
To be fair, mad respect for sending Aqua's butthole, and your class
was 12 years.
Is that the poster themselves? Do they admit that they're the poster, or is it something else? Like, this screenshot kind of, it's iffy.
Years old.
To be fair, mad respect for sending Aqua's butthole, and your class should be thankful.
They are literally talking about a class in that post. There is no reason not to assume they might be a minor. And had Nuxtaku checked their profile when the screen...
Also, my guy, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm sad to say, but that's kids being kids. Teens being teens. When you're a teen, you send a lot of fucking weird-ass memes. Not to defend it. But then again, Nux is kind of enabling it. So yeah, fair enough. I can see both arguments in there. Like I said, I'm being, how do I say this? As impartial as I could. Because we have some serious allegations and we have to look at everything.
Screenshot was taken, he would have seen this comment. This child was not a one-time poster. Between October 2019 and August 2020, they made 160 posts to the Reddit. Many of them appear in Nuxtaku's videos, sometimes back to back. So Nuxtaku was profiting from their presence on the Reddit, and the attention he gave to their posts would encourage them to continue engaging with his community. Some of their posts on the Reddit mention depression, some include hentai, and sometimes...
Okay, fair enough. If you knew that was a kid, just boot the living crap out of him. Fair enough. I agree with that. If it was a minor, but yeah, if it was, boot the cunt out of there. Like, I'm genuinely being serious. Boot him out. Hello, monkey. How you doing, brother?
They would be sharing and requesting the source. In one of their earliest posts, they mentioned having gotten into weird kinky shit. In the comments of that post, they shared a story about having been molested. Quick reminder, Nuxtaku made money from allowing this person to be present in his community. They had multiple...
Yeah, fair enough, that's an L. Like, especially since it's, how do I say this? Nux was the only mod. And I know for a fact he will probably say, oh, but I was too busy to actually moderate the Reddit. Why did you get people to mod it for you then? Modding Reddit is not that hard. It's just Reddit moderators, how do I say this, are a lot of the times malicious bastards.
Multiple very highly upvoted posts that made it into Nux's videos, and he would sometimes show multiple of them back to back in the same video. The only reason I'm comfortable drawing attention to this user is because the account has been abandoned for years. As far as I know, it was never banned. After going through all of their comments and posts, I was unable to find any connections to other social medias, so they should be anonymous. This was also not the only child present in the community. By doing a couple searches, you can find many others openly stating their age. Content creators searches, you can find many...
Again, this is just not strong enough evidence because, like I said, there are 18 and 19-year-olds who think this is funny and write this shit.
Many others openly stating their age. Content creators exploiting the volunteer labor of their audience for content is nothing new, but those spaces have teams of moderators to keep the content age appropriate. When you have a community that includes minors, you would ideally be proactive and lean on the side of caution. As we can see from this announcement on Nuxtaku's Discord from January 2022, moderation-wise, the Reddit was totally unattended for years. It doesn't matter whether Nuxtaku knew that dozens of minors were openly posting, sharing, and talking about adult content on his Reddit with adult strangers.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, it's negligence, but again, because of this video, I'm seeing actual grooming allegations against Nux. So far, what I'm seeing is criminal negligence. Punishable, yes. Should be punished. Absolutely. Absolutely. He has a responsibility to do his due diligence and everything like that. But then again, it's Nux. He's negligent. He doesn't do research. He doesn't do shit. This is nothing new. I already shat on him in the Tiger video. I already did. Like, I don't want to repeat myself, but this is nothing new to me. But then again, like I said, I'm not surprised, but like I said, Nux should be punished for that.
As the head of that community, he...
But again, I'm still not seeing that he actively grooms someone.
Bears ultimate responsibility for what he allows to happen in it. It was his responsibility to establish rules against this behavior and to enforce them. Even the most basic, common sense rule for an...
Yeah, okay. Again, it's just negligence. He will be pretty much penalized for criminal negligence of keeping a minor safe. Or keeping minors safe in his little online space. True. Abso-fucking-lutely. And that should be punished. But then again, just like he still didn't groom someone. So it's just enabling people making unsafe, like this shit alone. I'm gonna straight up say that makes him not worthy of having a fucking how do I say this, platform. How can you fucking not be that? How the fuck do you not moderate your fucking subreddit you made, you stupid prick? Like, but at the same time, everybody's calling him groomer, that he directly groomed someone. Like, I can't agree with them because I'm a lawyer. Like, I can't. I can agree that he is criminally negligent in online safety stuff, and he could get in serious legal shit for that, and he should. I'm gonna be straight up with you. He should, in my opinion. Some people will disagree, but fucking hell, dude. I'm still waiting for the, how do I say this, evidence that he actually groomed someone. Like, I'm waiting for that. Like, I've been seeing on Twitter everywhere this.
NSFW community was too much to ask. On December 30th of 2021, Nuxtaku would launch his Discord server.
That's right, I opened a public Discord server. I swore to myself I would never do it because the degeneracy would be too much, and the degeneracy is already too much. So join that Discord.
But you have a Patreon Discord where there was degeneracy. Okay, fair enough.
Server. It's a public server. It's open. 16 or older though, please?
What?
I am happy that he has a minimum age rule this time, but setting it to 16 is a massive self-report that he is aware that a large chunk of his audience is underage. It's also highly questionable given his decision to launch the server with a set of NSFW channels, including an NSFW voice channel. To be honest, I was surprised that there were NSFW channels when the server rules said 16 and up, because NSFW is supposed to be 18 and up. I mean, if you already watch Nux, fair. To be clear, those channels were supposed to be only for adults. But given the state of Discord's age verification...
Yeah. The only thing wrong in this picture is that there's something guarding it. Age verification in Discord is non-existent.
Setting a channel into NSFW mode doesn't really do anything to stop minors from accessing it. All they...
Yeah, true. Absolutely. If you have an NSFW channel section in your server, it should be 18 plus. I mean, Nux did it because it's like the age of consent. And he's a moron.
Have to do is lie about their age to Discord.
Yeah. Again, however, if they if they lie about their age, that's not on Nux, because he cannot just go and ask for people's ID in Discord, because spoiler alert, that's actually a bannable suspension worth offense on Discord's TOS. You cannot ask for ID.
Channels were fortunately removed 6 days after the server was open to the public. The announcement of their removal does mention issues like minors sneaking in by lying about their age.
Okay, so you're aware, okay?
However, the main reason was that having NSFW channels disqualified the server from Discord partnership. Some users protested. Nux's content already involved a lot of NSFW media, so why not allow people to post it in his community? A staff member responded that
I don't don't know about Discord partnership. I know a lot of how do I say this, loot tubers being Discord partners and having SW stuff.
The age group of the Billies, that being the name of Nuxtaku's fandom, wasn't appropriate for it. So even Nuxtaku's Discord staff members knew that a large chunk of his audience were minors. The decision to
Okay, finally Nick is giving me something. 2 hours in, he's giving me something. It took me 2 hours. And in the video, 45 minutes. We're at the halfway mark of the video, and he is already giving me something. So the main problem is Nux not handling the kids running his Discord. Unless he was allowing or participating in minors and SW stuff, then the print allegations are reached. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. You can argue. Here's the thing. I'm gonna now go in lawyer mode. You can argue that it's still kind of. Here's it. Here's the thing in law. An inaction is still an action. You know? However, the allegations are. Well, there are two. Okay, I finished my miniatures, finally. I can now safely take pictures of them after this. The allegations are twofold. One, he let a minor get groomed. I vividly remember skimming through that segment when the videos came out. I haven't watched the whole video. I just skimmed to the part. I saw the beginning. I got a little bit bored and went to the, how do I say this, part where he had the second Discord part, and it's somewhere around here where there's a minor in there where they blast porn at the kid. But there's so far now credence because finally after 45 minutes we needed we are halfway in, and I already have some credence of Nox being aware that there are minors in, labeling the public Discord at 16 plus. I can't remember the Patreon, the second Discord, the Patreon one, what the age was. And already I'm seeing just absolute criminal negligence. Like, Nux can get in massive issues with this alone. Especially since this is a second Discord, apparently a Patreon Discord. So to get into that Discord, you have to pay money. So it's not that public. Which, if you go into the court of law, they're gonna see that. The judge will see that and will raise a massive eyebrow. Like, that is something already, because you have a minor who probably yoinked his fucking parents' credit card to get in there, and all of a sudden people are blasting hentai at him. Like, he will be criminally negligent in enabling grooming in that case. But the second accusation, which is what the second thing I wanted to see here, is everybody's using this video to call Nux specifically a groomer. Specifically groomer. That he himself groomed someone. And people don't understand that they're accusing him of directly acting. So he blasting to hentai to someone he knew that was a minor. A lot of people online, specifically Twitter, genuinely blast these words, ped, groomer, stuff like that, without actually knowing what the fuck it is. So I'm just gonna give you a legal definition in grooming. I'm just gonna give you a specific thing. So in a nutshell, it's a form of SA, where a person is genuinely taking actions to build a relationship towards a person of age of minority, or a young person, or an adult. Yes, you can groom an adult. you can, specifically if they have lower mental faculties. Like, like I said, if they have mental issues, like stuff, like I don't know. I've seen also some cases where somebody with heavy autism, an adult with a lot, who is on the heavy side, heavy side on the spectrum of autism, be classified as a grooming victim. That's that's the same. But unless Nux calling him a group, yeah, it can actually he can actually sue them for slander and pretty much win. Just like how people are calling Torakaru a grapist, like grape. He essayed someone, arguably, but if Tora sees that he did a unconsensual no, he could sue them for slander and win, because he didn't do that, because there's a specific legal definition for an unconsensual act. Like, there is a specific legal definition, and law, judges, prosecutors, and stuff like that, in general, hardline that definition. It's hardline to extreme. There's no gray area in it. It's heavily codified, discussed, many definitions, many theories already, and it's set in stone. Like, you cannot change that definition. But then again, Twitter's Twitter. A lot of people throwing these accusations just want to make somebody, want to hurt someone. They don't care.
Having SFW channels on the server was already questionable in the first place, but it becomes even more questionable when you remember that Nuxtaku made that predator catfishing video months earlier.
I wanted to make this sort of an educational topic and bring light to an issue that's really big. There's a lot of predators on Discord. Like, a lot.
There's a lot of predators. Yes, but they're not currently anymore using Discord. Because we authorities actually know of Discord's existence. And Discord is not private. There's no encryption. It's not like Telegram. So direct and clear evidence is needed to call someone something. Yeah? Like, I can call you an elf because that's the thing, but I can't call you a chocolate eater. I ironically don't eat that much chocolate. So yeah. But yeah, with these kinds of accusations, you need actual clear evidence. Direct. Because the practice in everywhere in the world, I can say that strictly now, confidently, that a lot of the times, if you don't have something concrete, it's gonna fall flat. Because there's a thing called, in law, and that's everywhere, the principle on non bis in idem. It's Roman law, but it's everywhere. And yes, you Americans also have that as well. Non bis in idem. It roughly translated to never the same again. Basically, if a trial in a specific matter between between specific parties in specific positions, so plaintiff and defendant, you cannot sue them again for the same legal matter where they are also in the same positions as the plaintiff and as the defendant. Meaning, if you fail to prosecute someone for grooming, SA, unconsensual no-nos, you cannot sue them again. You cannot. Like, the only way for you to do that is for you to show later on, through an appeal, undeniable evidence, and you still need actual, like, a concrete reason why didn't you put that in discovery. And in practice, it's mostly like, oh, I was threatened, and you have proof that you're being threatened, like a witness or something like that. Or text messages and shit like that. Then fair game. Then there's gonna be a retrial. But in practice, that's rare. because when usually they're threatened, and it's usually the person that it's nearby them, you know. Like, that's the massive issue. Like, and the judge can't do shit. The prosecutor can't do shit. Like, there are plenty of cases where the judge I'm under knows that the fucker's guilty, but in discovery there's no proof, and we lawyers, judges, prosecutors work with the proof provided in discovery. If it's not provided in discovery, and the main I don't know, glavna rasprava, how you call it in English, but in discovery and during the trial where you're submitting evidence and stuff like that, we cannot just use something that was not presented. That's a abuse of court mechanics, abuse of the law. And sadly, a lot of people on Twitter do not understand that because they're laymen. And how can I explain that to them? They're not gonna listen, by the way. That's just not on Twitter, in real life as well. People always ask, well, how come this very suspicious person, this Pred, the judge let him get away? It's because the plaintiffs and the prosecution did not submit evidence, appropriate evidence enough. And there's like these are very, very life-ruining accusations. We cannot just let our emotions take over, because we are also human. Like, we get that. But if we fuck up and all of a sudden there's proven that he's innocent and he can, through appeals, do that, it's his right, we send an innocent man to prison. And people know what happens to these types of people in prison, especially who SA, unconsensual no, PDFs, specifically them, you know, chomos. They do not have a long life expectancy in prison. And we, who in law work, especially criminal law, we are definitely aware of that. So we are absolutely being careful about this. And a lot of people do not get that. And they cannot understand that, nor they want to listen in these situations. So we don't explain that much. I hope I'm being I'm hoping that I'm not sounding like I'm defending Nux, by the way, and stuff like that. I'm just giving you a broad detail how to actually think, to you all who are laymen. Unlike other people, I am actually trying to educate you. I'm already deep in the trenches for 6 months. I've seen some shit. Some shit I cannot, due to how strict we Serbs are, specifically around very, very dark cases, especially around children. They're censored. They're not open to public. I'm gagged, by the way, for talking about specifics. I can just tell you in broad strokes. But I'm gagged due to, and that's because for the protection of, for instance, the people, the minors. Because me talking, if I talk about details, that's probably going to be a detriment to their growth as a human, you know? Stuff like that. It's traumatic. It's something that not a lot of people don't understand unless they are in the same field. And even then, there are some who are my fellow colleagues who have law degrees still act like they're laymen. They don't understand that. It's mind-boggling.
There's a Discord, like a lot.
But yeah, Nux here is aware of this, and he's still like, okay, did Predator? Back to the point. Like I said, Discord still has Predator issues, but a lot of them have migrated to Roblox. A lot of them use Telegram because it's heavily encrypted. It's like Discord but encrypted. And like I said, the law enforcement, courts, prosecutors are very much aware of Discord. You all do not understand how many subpoenas I've written to Discord about these types of things. Yes, I've written them a lot. I can do them in my sleep now. How many I've written? It's absolutely true what Nux says and stuff like that. But it's getting to where, but they're migrating. Like I said, they're using Roblox.
How do you make a video raising awareness of Discord predators, but then set up a Discord server which will facilitate adult conversations?
Actually, I forgot one of the funniest things. It's also Reddit. Yeah, I just remember Reddit is starting to have this issue as well, because you can have chats in Reddit and you can have, like, I think, let me just double check, but I think you can make a group. Create a new chat. Yeah, you can. You literally can. You can create a group chat in Reddit. Yeah, I just checked. Yeah. So yeah, they're migrating everywhere because Discord's made. Like, the reason why Discord is now making ID stuff like that is because of the current how they say it is Orwellian want and need for Western politicians to spy on everyone so that they can see who's making memes of them and laughing at them, because they're very petty. Like, these Western politicians are so fucking petty that they're gonna jail you for memeing on them. Curse Summer. But it's censorship, it's stuff like that, but also partially because there's a lot of the predators still on Discord, and they're very much in the shitter a little bit because they're trying to become public domain. All right, like, it's a convoluted fucking topic
between adults and minors. But hey, they deleted the NSFW channels quickly, so the problem is solved, right? Not necessarily. Nuxtaku shouted out to Discord on December 28th on his Twitch, and December 30th on YouTube. His audience floods in, there's problems with minors showing up in the NSFW channels, and then they find out that having them at all would disqualify them from Discord partnership. Instead of wiping them out instantly, they announce they'll be deleted in 2 days. Why? So that people can pay their respects to a Discord goon channel? I saw a member of the council mention that the users on the NSFW channels set up their own fan NSFW server.
I forgot to ask, but how the fuck, Nick, do you have these pictures?
Which I have to guess the staff allowed them to promote on those channels. I can't confirm that since those channels are now gone, but I saw one user even in the general channel promoting their own NSFW server. So all of those minors who were lying about their age in the first place and accessing the NSFW channel.
Okay, but Nick, you kind of invalidated a little bit your argument. They lied about their age. You can't fault Nuts or his moderation team if they lied about their age. Once a minors love to lie about their age in these situations. You can't fault the creator much. Like, don't get me wrong, he made zero efforts of how to say this, filtering them out. Zero efforts. So I'm just gonna use an average example where if they are filtering this and doing the bare minimum basically, and if a minor lies about their age, you can't ask for ID. You're not a cop. You don't have a warrant as well. Technically, it's not the creator's fault that they lied about the age, because how the fuck you know he lied, and how can you check? Like, I can't ask for somebody's ID on Discord. Like, let's be honest. Like, it's also a bannable, it's a suspensionable offense on Discord, by the way.
On Nux's server would just get funneled to that fan server instead. Who was moderating it? Who knows? What age verification standards were they going to uphold, assuming the admins are not minors themselves, or even worse, adult predators? There's a lot of those on Discord apparently.
I'd like to remind you at this point that Ava Chris Tyson's Discord server was private when the NSFW channels were open in 2018. It was closed when the server was open to the public in January 2019. In Tyson's case, the drama was about Lava.js, Nathan, and apparently a handful of other minors being present on the server while it was private. The initial accusation...
Yeah, fair enough. It's about, yeah, I vividly remember this. Just specific, my stutter and stammer are kicking in. Specifically because the Discord server was private, it was much more damning.
Accusations made by Prism 42 also included claims of Tyson grooming Lava.js, but no evidence for that was ever found. The Discord just had NSFW content available to minors. By those standards, Nuxtaku's Reddit was already way worse, and his Discord way worse 4 years after Tyson's Discord, when there was more of a general awareness of these issues. Tyson's server apparently still had sexual chats or juvenile banter after it went public, but looking at the kinds of terms that were frequently used on Nux's Discord, there was plenty of that to go around. If NSFW content was now banned from Nuxtaku's Discord, how did they handle Nuxtaku's NSFW content? If the thumbnails contained NSFW content, the staff members would remove their embeds. Darn Nux using blatantly NSFW thumbnails that stay in the Discord cache after he censors them. Some users would still post NSFW images from Nux's content or the content of his friends, and the staff, despite reacting to them, wouldn't delete them. God damn it, Nux, we're trying to keep the order. In a recent one, he used a thumbnail from an actual porn video. Ah, okay, so Nux again with the nip slip, I see. This is Pokemon branded Lolly Bestiality in January 2022. According to the Wayback Machine, this thumbnail was left like this for months. This is on par with his idea to make Twitch streamers...
Okay, like I said, criminal negligence. It's criminal negligence. So far I'm seeing criminal negligence.
...say the N-word. We removed the embed. Nux is pushing the limits, Lamau. What is he pushing the limits of?
I mean... The mods are reflections of the streamer. A lot of streamers pick people who, to be their mods because they're very similar people and agree and like them and talk with them all the time. Similar topics, similar mentalities and stuff like that.
The thumbnail of his latest video.
So if you're a cunt, your mod's probably a cunt as well.
Then why he do it non-censored then? That's the big question. Here's a bigger question.
Why shock value? Nux does shock value. It's how he became relevant. It's how he gets eyes on himself. Shock value. Not that I agree with it.
If the age group of Nux's audience is too young for his Discord community to have NSFW channels, but most of the people on this server came from Nux's channel, why is the content of that channel too NSFW for the demographic of the Discord? Isn't this massively self-incriminating? Despite having this long history of running communities where minors were exposed to adult content, and that being the very core of his YouTube content for years, in 2024, Nuxtaku wasn't only criticizing, but grandstanding over Ava Chris Tyson. He was also putting lolly-bestiality into his content before and after he was supposed to confront Shadman for drawing lolly-bestiality on September 30th of 2021. However, Nuxtaku's numerous lies about his association with Shadman is something for a different video. There's also the V-Shoujo drama to cover, which lots of people think he was in the right about. That is not the case at all, but again, different video. It's a real shame because...
Yeah, the V-Shoujo thing regarding him is a mixed bag, honestly. Everybody has faults regarding the V-Shoujo drama in Nux. Everybody fucked up in their own way. I'm gonna be straight up. I mean, hindsight's 2020 now with all what happened to V-Shoujo now. But Nux had still issues. He still did some stupid shit. Like, I'm gonna be straight up with you. He fucked up in his own way a little bit.
What I'm going to reveal next is likely going to kill his career. Not to imply what I presented earlier isn't already bad enough, but this is...
It's bad, but this is the part where I...
just beyond forgiveness. You see, there is another Nuxtaku Discord server, even older than his subreddit. I saw an ad for it which made me very intrigued.
Really help keep my my channel afloat. All patrons are invited to the Discord server, where we hang out having a great time, and unlike Tumblr, we have an NSFW section.
Yep. I paid this is the part where I waited a little bit and then I saw. Paid Discord server. So there's a money barrier in it. Alright, so it's not that publicly available, but you have to pay to get it. This is gonna make or break now, Nick, in my opinion. So far, he's giving me arguments. Okay, he has done basically criminal negligence. Okay, you have some points. There are some fucking evidences which are debatable because, like I said, how can you prove that the guy who is writing "I am X age" actually this age? How can you prove that it's him? Sure, there are definitely minors watching Nux. Definitely, he's painfully aware of that. But are those specific people that you've shown in the comment sections that age? That's something that a defense lawyer will definitely say, and the judge will take into account, and that's a valid legal question. It genuinely is a valid legal question. I don't think anybody, the plaintiff, so the guys who are accusing Nux, can actually say, well, I don't know. Do you have their IDs? No. How if they're gonna say yes, then how do you have their IDs? How did you get them? You're definitely not a police officer, member of prosecution, or anybody with legal authority to do that. How the fuck did you get somebody's ID? Because a normal person cannot have anybody's ID.
Welcome to the Nexus, Nuxtaku's Patreon Discord, founded in April of 2018. In its current state, the server is almost totally inactive, but the NSFW channel is still here. Despite having an NSFW channel, the server's rules mention...
Nah. Okay, no way did you fucking pay €1 just to get in there. Okay, fair enough, Nick. I can respect the grip. Not the grip. I can respect the grind. That's what I want to say.
Nothing about a minimum age, and there is nothing about it being 18+ on the Patreon side either. What's special about this community is Nux's level
Fair enough, that's the bare minimum. A judge will see that.
of engagement. He wasn't talking to people on his Reddit, and he kept the interactions on the public Discord to a minimum. However, on the Patreon Discord, at least in 2018-2019, he would actually talk to people and even hang out in voice chats with them. Here we can actually see him talking with the artist behind his 2019-era character. The original high-resolution files are here as well. This one, where Nux is rubbing his hands, has the file name nux_merchant.png. Very interesting. The NSFW channel wasn't there from the start. We can trace its creation to this exchange from October 15th, 2018, where we can see this user, who from now on will be called Red, repeatedly asking Nux to create it. If we look at the time and date of these messages, the NSFW channel was made 2 minutes later. In response to this, Red raised their Patreon pledge, and Nux gave them a thumbs up. For a brief moment, let me take you to August of 2024. Nuxtaku is finally being pressed about his past content, and he was actually pushed into making a response.
The biggest shock to me to this day entering the broader commentary sphere was the dangers lurking around every corner in regards to children. Children are not safe on the internet. I only became chronically online after high school, but I couldn't imagine what it would do to me if I was in some YouTuber's Discord server at the age of 12 or 14.
You couldn't imagine. You don't need to. Red joined the server on September 7th. On day 1, they openly declared themselves to be 14 years old. They would later...
Okay, fair enough. But again, we need some more tangible stuff that it's actually that age.
...later claim to be 15 multiple times.
Yeah, okay.
But as they openly stated, they were lying about their age.
Okay. Okay. that could be now anything. All right. He's saying this. He could be lying. I mean, he opened the stats. He's lying. So he could be under or over. You can argue both sides.
Red was born in 2004. They had turned 14.
How the fuck do you know that? I'm sad about my past self, or because like I said, I was so stricken with vindication that I wasn't paying attention. Now, since I cooled my head down and did master's degree shit. How the fuck, Nick, do you know his age?
Soon before they joined the server. The Discord was a pretty small clique, and soon enough, basically everyone on the server knew that Red was underage. Despite this, Nuxtaku made the NSFW channel for them a month later.
Alright. 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 Maybe. Yeah, this is treading down into a maybe territory now. I can see arguments now. Yeah. I can see arguments now, Nux. You're kind of fucked a little bit, but fair enough.
And within a year, they had posted 242 messages on the channel. There's also an instance where another user pinged Red into the NSFW channel.
Yeah, this is the thing that set me off. Yeah.
As far as I can tell, this behavior was not punished. So a 14-year-old paid Nuxtaku money to be on his Patreon Discord server.
Which he probably yoinked the credit card of his mother or father.
He made the NSFW channel for them.
I hope he got the belt, by the way.
After which he accepted even more money from them, and allowed them to post onto that channel for over a year before they left the server. But did Nuxtaku know that Red was underage? There is no message of Nux acknowledging Red's age, however, it is extremely unlikely that he didn't know.
I mean... It's also unlikely that he did know. Or unlikely he didn't know. Like, here's the thing. Unless Nux... we have to... Like, this is the problem with Discord's having, like, for instance, WhatsApp and stuff like that. You can, in groups, you can actually see who saw the message. So, but sadly, how Discord is, I don't think they can not actually, like, do it. Like, there's no feasible way to make an add-on and stuff like that they can make sure that they can see that message. You see who saw it. But Nux being Nux, you know, isn't active anywhere. Sure, he was more active in this Discord, but at the same time, he kind of wasn't. You know, Nux being Nux.
This conversation from earlier, where Red says they're lying about...
Now, if you have, like for instance, if, let's say the mods knew, alright? Because there's definitely mods in here. It's a paid Discord server, of course there can be mods there. If you, for instance, if Nick has proof of screenshots of mod DMing Nux saying, hey, this guy's a minor, that's a death sentence right there.
About their age, Nuxtaku shows up soon afterwards.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like I said...
In this conversation...
Hold up, let's scroll a little. Let me see the scroll.
As they're lying about their age, Nuxtaku shows up soon afterwards.
Yeah, here's the thing though. How Discord works. He could just write this, and he could just see, and this is gonna be the first thing he sees. He could probably, it could be probably cropped up, because here's the thing. A lot of people do not scroll up in their Discord servers if there's an active chat and stuff like that. They just don't. And so it highly depends if you can see how the point of view Nux had at the moment of pinging, but we can never know.
In this conversation, there's some kind of an ERP going on in the general chat, which is interrupted by Red. Red is told not to get involved because they're underage. After Red says the conversation is making them gag, another user jokes, oh no, we better stop if we are gagging a minor. Red pinged Nuxtaku soon afterwards, but Nux didn't show up. This is Minthia's Mouselord, or Mitochondria, or Mito. According to Nuxtaku, they were the best poster on the NSFW channel. In this conversation about BDSM, we can see Red asking Mito to send their presentation on sex toys to other users. Note, I just made the presentation because Red was clueless. After Bex mentions having a high tolerance to weirdness, Nux shows up to say, proud fanbase. Gremmen asks Mito to send the presentation to Nux. I think that Red already sent it to him. No, I told ya. Never sent it, but I can now. What are we sending me? A sex toy presentation. Why? Lol. We needed to explain sex toys to Red. Nah, it's fine if it's not sent to Nux. Already did, Mito. I'm not doing honest descriptions on all Mito's sex toys. Few minutes later at 2:16, Nux says, very cool, Mito, very cool. Nuxtaku has now received a direct message from a minor on his server, containing a link to a sex toy presentation.
But did he know that he was a minor? That's the problem.
That was made.
I hate how I have to give argue in Nux's favor as well, and Nick's. So far, there's no. Nick is showing borderline proof whether Nux knew or not. Like, I'm looking at the perspective if this was a court case in front of me. Like, there's prima facie. Like, it could go to court anyway. Like, I'm not saying that it wouldn't go to court. There's prima facie. There's the first look that there it is. There's definitely criminal negligence. Like, Nux is fucked because of criminal negligence. And I genuinely hope it bites him in the ass. Like, genuinely, this guy is just not capable of having a large community. Like, genuinely not. He's criminally negligent. He fucking makes sure he enables false pet accusations, spreads them, makes false accusations, barely takes any accountability for his fuck-ups. He took accountability for Taiga's his fuck up with Taiga after years after and during a fucking public campaign, you know, where already his image was kind of in the shithole. But at the same time, like, he's fucked with criminal negligence. Like, I'm not denying that. That's he's fucked with that. But I'm not saying that he directly groomed someone.
For them. What adult is clueless about sex toys? That's a massive red flag.
There's a lot of adults that are clueless about toys, Nick. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. I know a couple who are. I genuinely will tell you. There are some who are absolutely fucking clueless. Absolutely clueless. Ugh. It's not common, but it's not rare. It's not rare.
That Red is a minor. There was a previous time a month earlier when you...
Again, Nugs barely check shit. Like, it's still a good possibility that he knew it was a minor. He didn't even fucking care. But at the same time, there's no concrete proof that he kinda did know.
Users in the voice chat text channel begged Nuxtaku to join the VC because they needed help explaining sex toys to Red. Again, what adult doesn't know what sex toys are?
I'm telling you, there are people who... There are genuinely adults who don't know. A lot of adults are... There's adults who are sheltered to fuck. Like, I did not know about toys until I was 21. I'm gonna be straight out with you. I did not know. My example.
This example, Nuxtaku declined.
Actually, no, not 21, 19. When I started doing dom work, I'm sorry, but then again, I was over 18 now. At that point, I learned, but before then, no. And if I did not do that work to pay off medical university tuitions, I probably would not have known till much later. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm an example for that.
Invitation to join the VC, but he absolutely was in voice chats with Red multiple times. One of my agents reached out to Red and asked him about their time on the...
Oh, okay. Finally, Nick, finally. You're giving me, after an hour, something I can grab onto. Alright, now, Red could be lying. There's always that argument. But, finally, something tangible.
Server. They were willing to share their DMs with Nux to show that they did actually send him the sex toy presentation. So, that actually...
But, okay, there's conversations. But did Nux know that he was someone under the age of majority?
Happened. It wasn't just a joke. When asked about whether they were ever in voice chats with Nuxtaku, Red recalled being in a VC with him plenty of times, couple of times a week. They'd be surprised if Nux didn't notice them being underage, since everyone else did. However, they don't recall Nux ever commenting on their age. Now, I am not a journalist. I'm just a guy on the internet. However, I know you're not supposed to take one person's word and just run with it. Red could be misremembering, they might have some bias for or against.
Okay, so you are aware of this. Okay. I'm saying this just in case if Nux sues you. Because this could be used against him.
Against Nuxtaku, so it's important to have...
I'll be surprised if Nux doesn't sue him. I'm genuinely gonna say straight up, I will be surprised if Nux doesn't sue him.
Corroborating evidence. On December 15th, 2018, Nuxtaku pinged a deleted user to a VC. Red says Nux is in VC, everyone flood, implying they joined the voice channel with Nux. There's a similar message from January 15th, 20...
Okay, so okay, this is good because he also, his agent or whoever it is, also probably, I mean, you can't ask for ID, but he could probably have confirmed their age.
19.
Okay.
If we scroll down a bit, we can see a screenshot showing Nux in the VC with Red. The real Nuxtaku here is the real Nuxtaku. Here's another screenshot from the time. Same name, same avatar. The current music channel used to be the old voice text channel, and on it we can sometimes see Red and Nux posting things close to each other that only makes sense if they were in the VC at the same time.
Okay, so he was hearing him. Okay. So he could have heard him and probably deduced that they were a mime. Now, there are people who sound like they are, but they're not. But, okay, I'm having tangible arguments now. Okay, Nick, you're finally, after an hour, giving me something tangible.
Here, for example, Nux is working...
I have been shitting here 2.5 hours, and I finally have something tangible.
On a thumbnail. There's a message from Red, messages from Nuxtaku, and then a message from Red. An hour later, messages from Nuxtaku. In this one, we have a message from Red addressing Nux. Later a photo from Nux, then a photo from Red. In this instance, Red asks somebody to join the VC. Another user posts a caked up Charizard. Nuxtaku shows a work-in-progress thumbnail. Message from Red, the Charizard from earlier is now on Nux's thumbnail. There's plenty of evidence of Red speaking, having audio issues, and other users commenting about their voice. So it's not like they never talked in the VC. I think this evidence sufficiently corroborates Red's recollection that they were in the VCs with Nuxtaku multiple times. I'm not sure about a couple times a week, but certainly multiple times. Red was already behaving in a pretty immature way, even in the text messages. They would spam emojis and walls of text. To believe that Nuxtaku didn't know Red's age, you'd have to believe he missed all of the instances when their age was mentioned. You'd have to believe no one told him Red was a minor in chats, VCs, or DMs, and that Nux didn't realize it from their voice when talking to them in VCs.
The voice thing is an argument. You can argue with that, but since he was in VC with him, unless the kid was mute, yeah, fair enough. I can see an argument here.
This should already be enough to strongly conclude that Nuxtaku knew. But to show the full extent of the evidence and the full extent of Nuxtaku's beyond incomprehensible neglect, we need...
Okay. We agree there's neglect. Where is him actively grooming someone then? Directly. If people are calling him a groomer. To call somebody a groomer, he must directly have sent the kid. Shit.
To introduce a new character. After joining the server, Red quickly made friends with another user called Alan Vebus. I know that Alan's avatar here looks an awful lot like Mr. Obvious from my engineer video, but they are not the same person. Alan was a small anime creator at the time and would promote his videos on Nux's Discord. The metadata of his channel reveals that he is from Romania, and he would often...
It's always a Romanian fucking hell. Y'all don't understand, I'm from the Balkans. There's an actual stereotype about that.
mention things about it on the server. There's a lot of conversations between them and Nuxtaku on the server, and Nux
Fucking Ceausescu, all I'm gonna say that.
has mentioned Alan's name 100 times. He even shouted out Alan's channel in a video from October 22nd, 2018.
All patrons are invited to the Discord server, where we do things like make fun of Alan Weebus. If you don't know who Alan Weebus is, oh, trust me, $1 to the Patreon is worth it to meet the guy. He's in a special kind of category, where everyone that relates to him in any way is a tsundere, because we all constantly make fun of him and make believe we hate him, but we all low-key like him. And also, thank you, Alan Weebus, for donating $10 on Patreon, so now I get to shout you out in all my videos. Link to Alan Weebus' channel is actually in the description. He makes funny shiz, and he takes the edge out of edgy, which leaves you just why? Like, why is he making this video? That kind of thing. Anyway, special thanks to King Beat My Meat Sage.
Alan was
Okay. Okay. Balkans being edgy is nothing uncommon.
a very major contributor to the NSFW channel. However, according to Nux, they were still inferior to Mitochondria. He apparently got his material from following more than 300 hentai artists on Twitter. That's only a third of the amount that Tecton was following. Alan has made a lot of claims about their age, including saying
Who the fuck gives a shit about Tecton? This is about Nux and a very serious accusation. Nick, please stick to the fucking script.
that he was as young as 15. Plenty of users, including Nuxtaku, have also claimed Alan to be underage. Alan is a lolly, no can do. Alan is underage. Does that mean Nux is grooming Alan? What's going on here? According to Red's recollection, Alan was around 19 at the time. In this tweet they claim to be 19 in 2019. So if they're telling the truth here, they would have been 18. Another former member believed Alan to be around 21. According to Red's recollection, no one on the server genuinely believed Alan was underage. These statements about Nux grooming Alan or Nux calling Alan a lolly are simply jokes. Very optically bad jokes, but jokes nonetheless. While I'm not sure about Alan's
And yet you call Taiga a ped? Wow, Nick. Okay.
exact age, they were clearly an adult. Alan has unfortunately deleted their Discord account, which makes it hard to determine which messages are his. But we can
It's 2026. Okay, there's he said all that shit 2025 or maybe earlier. A year at least. So or I mean maybe a couple of months, but that's enough to maybe change an opinion. But my guy, you are aware of optically bad jokes, and Taiga did an optically bad joke, and you still called her a ped. Okay. A little hypocrisy there. Fair enough.
still tell if it's him talking thanks to context clues. Here Nuxtaku mentions that Megumin from Konosuba is best girl. Alan points out that she is 14 years old. Another deleted user, who I assume is Zack, asks Alan about another character called Taiga. There's two deleted users talking here, so how can we tell them apart? Alan must be one of them because their name is mentioned. So this one must be Zack. One of them mentions the age of consent in Romania being 15, so that must be Alan.
It's, I think, 16, not 15. No, it's 16, even then. He is missaying that. No, it's 16. I vividly remember that. Everyone in the Balkans is 16. I know that for a fact, even then.
Zack uses capitalization, while Alan doesn't. That's how we know that it was Alan who said, "Who cares? If she can count, then she ready to mount.
This is Hassan taking more shots at Nuxtaku in his week-long feud with me while defending his bro tips past. Alright, I never brought up his bro tips past because I felt like it was so long ago it's not worth it, but he's bringing up like random shit from forever ago and warping it into calling me a pedophile for insane reasons. Did you know that in his bro tips past he had a famous quote where he said if she's old enough to count, she's old enough to mount?
Come back.
Nick, are you a Hassan fan? Who the fuck gives a shit about this, honestly? Like,
Again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time, old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark?
If that's not pedophile behavior.
Like I know that this is a skit from Hassan. Like using his bro tips as an argument is kind of like weak, unless Hassan is criticizing in case he says he hates that type of content. Then fair enough, you can use this against him because it's hypocritical in that case.
I don't know what is.
When Hassan said that in 2013, he was playing a character, and he was asking it, not flat out stating it like Alan did. We can see Nuxtaku right here not condemning those words at all. So he either used to not care about pedophile behavior, didn't think that it was pedophile behavior, or his attack on Hassan is knowingly deceitful. There's a difference between waifu and...
Why is this an argument? Who the fuck gives a shit about Hassan? This is a video talking about criminal negligence of Nux with a minor in his paid Discord. Being pretty much groomed. Who the fuck gives a shit about Hassan? Nick, why is this in your video? Like, who the fuck gives a shit? Focus on the main thing. God fucking damn it.
Best girl. Waifus are mountable, so therefore the best girl isn't. However, the art of the best girl is lolly inclusive. Nux is using that word in the petite anime character sense, not the cartoon CP sense. Nux's stance on personally not being into lolly hentai has been consistent for years, but it didn't stop him from posting it onto YouTube. Then Alan says, lollies are very mountable. Nuxtaku responds, you're terrifying, Alan, and moves on. This was 12 days before Nux gave Alan that shout out on his channel. So Alan saying things like this didn't seem to be a problem to him.
And he takes the edge out of edgy.
I mean, Nux says that the guy, he shows that he thinks the guy's edgy and he just says edgy jokes.
Look at this art. This art is better. And it's Alan posting a comic about some boy kissing his dog. I wish I would be able to get sick from stuff like this again. By the way, don't ask why do I have that. Why do you have that? Red sent it to me. He always sends me fucked up shit like this. That guy's a sociopath, I tell ya. Red shows up and claims Alan is the one who sent it, and shows a screenshot from their DMs. Wow, you resort to Photoshop to make me look bad? Shame. Red shares another screenshot, showing some of Alan's earlier messages. People have no shame, shake my head. Also, I hope someone at school sees you watching this. Is that Minecraft? Yes, I'm 15. Deal with it. Oof, I feel old. He's literally the youngest guy here. I am the youngest? Oh, he is. Makes sense. Yep, Red is 15-year-olds personified. Ha, I'm still underage. So, cause you're talking to me, you are all technically pedophiles. Not me. Yup. Remember, the age of consent in Romania is 15. So
16, Alan. 16. Well, let me just double check real quick. I could be wrong, actually. Let's see, 2018. It's 16! Yeah, I was right. Screw you, cocksuckers! Why is it I know Balkan law better than you? It's 16. It's everywhere in the Balkans. 16.
I can smack your ass all I want. It's only been 26 minutes since the last time Alan brought up the Romanian age of consent. Alan would make similarly inappropriate comments about Red on the 16th of December. But let's return to October 8th. You are willing to send me the most fucking disgusting shit you have. I only send it to you because you're 15. Exactly. Nobody else would.
Well, I'm gonna. Wow. Okay, Alan, you're starting to see. You're very much now suspected in my case, and I am your neighbor. Do beware.
I initially planned to traumatize you because you were acting tough, but I underestimated
That's a
you.
neighboring country.
Who, me? I'm not tough. I guess edgy instead of tough. I am edgy. Not that tough though. Yeah, I got that. I need to train you to become tough. Okay.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna now spoil a little bit. The Balkans have this weird joke where we steal each other. aka train to be tough. That's the issue with the Balkans. We Serbs call it Čeličiti. I make a joke about my niece where I was teaching her how to defend herself. I'm gonna steal you, or I'm gonna toughen you up, or I'm gonna make you train you to become tough. I'm translating it from Serbian to English, by the way, and that's a common joke in the Balkans. I am from here. I can see that, but I can see how it will look like if somebody from the West who is not from here doesn't get that. Plus, also the addition with very inappropriate conversation. I'm not defending Alan. I'm just saying, if you see this from a Balkan, without these little fucking sexual connotations and stuff like that, do not know that this is a common joke. However, in this specific situation, it doesn't look good.
At this point, Nuxtaku or the moderators should be intervening and investigating what's happening in the DMs between Alan and Red. However, there wouldn't be any moderators or rules on the server until 2020. In late 2019, the server was raided by gore spammers multiple times, and Nuxtaku did nothing about it. What finally
yes, Nux and negligence, very synonymous.
made him appoint moderators is when his patrons pulled their pledges. This is one of his own newly appointed moderators saying it at the time. According to Red, on the first day they joined the server, Alan spammed their DMs with a bunch of gore and NSFW content. There are multiple instances of Red or Alan publicly mentioning Alan sending gore to Red. Here's one from October 6th. On October 14th, Alan mentioned showing his personal collection to Red. On January 1st,
Okay, fair enough. I'm now seeing the grooming.
2019,
Not from Nux, but I can see it now.
Alan actually posted a gore image into the voice chat channel and pinged Red. In February 2019, Red reacted to a meme by saying, "I can take pictures of men's penises being cut in half, but this is too much even for me."
What the fuck?
It was a GIF and just a tip.
What the fuck?
Yeah, for dramatic effect, Alan, shake my head. The message below contains nudity, and if we go one message further, we can see a message from Nuxtaku. Alan having a fascination with gore seemed to be pretty well known on the server. One regular user made
Again, it's always a Romanian.
this meme about the various quirks of the other regular members.
You're gonna say, somebody was gonna probably say, well, vampires and all stuff like that. Vampires are also vampire is a Serbian loanword, the only Serbian loanword in English to the modern Dracula-like stuff like vampire. Serbian vampire mythos. The Romanians, Strigoi, much more nightmare feel.
Alan's comedic summary was, posting extreme mutilation pics. Notice that Nuxtaku was pinged on this message. Sending this kind of material to a minor
And people probably didn't have seen. I have been pinged so much. I've been pinged in already live on stream. And I just right-click, mark, read.
is very harmful and a crime, and it's been going on for 5 months, and
I mean, yeah, if this guy knew, he thought that this guy's a minor, he probably was minor at that time. He's sending gore shit. Yeah, age of consent doesn't help you there, buddy. Trust me. By the way, again, age of consent in Romania, even then, 16. The guy is saying shit. He probably doesn't know. Oh boy.
Nuxtaku has done nothing. Red would sometimes ask Alan to send him things. Send me the most fucked up shit you have. Look for it yourself. I want my friend to know you are worse than the...
Do not be surprised the Balkan person says the swear word, a slur. No.
Dark
I'm
web.
not surprised at
Soy Boy here is another adult user and also a small anime creator. He already knows that Red is underage. Despite this, he asks Red if he can send them something truly disturbing. Okay, Soy, send it to me. BT? Come on. I expected at least Nugget. If you don't know what that word means, don't look it up. Alan proceeds to drop codes to some extremely obscene comics. Thanks, Alan. Soy, I am extremely disappointed.
Yeah. This is grooming. This is starting to look like grooming.
Red, you scare
But Nux directly grooming someone is different.
me. That is actual animal rape and murder. I know. How is that not the most fucked up thing? Alan sent me a video of a man getting his head off by a machete.
Wow, this guy would be very good friends with Budahar.
Real life, of course. Nuxtaku was pinged about something off topic immediately after that message.
Again, just because they're pinged doesn't mean they're gonna see it. Like I said, right click, mark read, that's it. Nux probably does that frequently. Because like I said, he does not do shit. He doesn't check shit. Criminal negligence.
But he didn't show up. After getting Nuxtaku to create the NSFW channel, Red suggested making a Not Safe for Life channel for
I wonder how will Nux respond to this. I genuinely wonder, because this is something that he has to respond.
Alan, to which Alan said, I wouldn't make Nuxtaku watch something like that. You, on the other hand, can get it. Nuxtaku's nowhere to be seen, but then Soy Boy mentions Toei Animation claiming one of his videos. Nuxtaku
Toei copyright striking something. Water is wet.
replies to him with advice, once again showing how close he was to seeing these warning signs. Beyond conditioning Red into tolerating extremely shocking and obscene imagery, Alan also encouraged them to drop out of school. On Tuesday, October 9th, Red mentions skipping school to binge-watch anime. Alan cheers them on and says that skipping school is badass, and that he's doing
He's Romanian. He's Balkan. We skip school a lot.
it as well, because he's a badass like Red. On October 10th, Nuxtaku pings various users, including Red, to inform them that he finished reading the Black Clover manga all in one day. School got cancelled for the rest of the week for me because the head teacher got stabbed, so I shall be around lots. Words like head teacher and school are used by children, not college students. Another clear red flag that Red is a minor, right in Nux's face. What? Go to sleep, kid. Another clear indication
Okay, finally, Nick, you're giving me something tangible.
that Red is a minor. Yeah, lol, 176 chapters in a day. This is 5 days before Red got Nuxtaku to create the NSFW channel. If you're worried about that stabbing story, it's something that Red made up at the time. On Thursday, October 11th, Red mentions having skipped 4 days of school to binge anime. Another user cheers him on. School is a waste of time. On Monday, October 15th, Red thinks about joining a VC because there's a lot of people on, but he says that school starts in 30 minutes. Alan once again encourages Red to skip school. On Thursday, October 18th, Red asks Alan for advice on how to lie to their parents to get out of school. Anyone here a good liar? Alan makes multiple suggestions. On October 30th, anyone here a good liar? Alan
Yeah, this is a common thing in the Balkans, how we skip school.
makes multiple suggestions. On October 30th, Red pinged Alan because he wants to speak to someone that he trusts. Red mentions having the problem of no longer going to school. Alan asks if they quit like a badass mad lad, once again encouraging Red to drop out of school. On December 9th, Violet asks, are you guys students or out of school? Alan says he and Red dropped out. Red says that Alan inspired him.
Oh, fuck me, okay.
On January 4th, 2019,
Okay. We are seeing grooming.
Red once again says he quit school.
Alan. I know some people prosecution in Romania. Just saying.
He doesn't care about it anymore. On April 10th, 2019, Red described themselves as a 15-year-old dropout. Alan shows up and says, agreed, and that's coming from an older dropout. So,
is Alan a fucking Roma? Because here's the thing. Oh, actually, no. High school, yeah, you can drop out of high school. Primary school in the Balkans, you can't. That's also in Romania. You can't. Mandatory. It's primary school, primary education, 8 years. Mandatory. At least 8 years. Some are shorter, some are longer, but yeah. At 15, you go to high school, mostly in the Balkans. I can't be too sure about Romania. I think they're the same as us. But I can't be too sure. I could be wrong. But, yeah.
How did Red manage to drop out of school? Let's go to February 2019. Red is talking to Bex, who seems to be having some form of breakdown caused by opiate withdrawals. Many of Beck's messages actually mention them being addicted to drugs, spending all their money on drugs, and having various mental illnesses.
Bro, Nux. Oh god, Nux. Oh my fucking god, you stupid prick. Why is there no moderation anywhere where you go? He's so negligent. Oh, fucking hell. For the negligence alone, he should be in court. God damn. Oh, fuck.
Please keep that in mind when passing judgment about what I'm gonna show next. I might be overly cautious here because YouTube does not like when certain things are discussed, such as SH. And in this exchange, knowing they're in the presence of a minor, Bex explains how it works and basically makes it sound really cool. Red mentions having used SH to manipulate their parents into letting them quit school. Really? That's impressive. Red expressed that they felt like a terrible person for doing it, how it felt, and they mention only doing it twice, to which Bex says, "Psh, imagine only doing it twice. I decided to stop before I couldn't." Real sad boys have on their thighs. Red then reveals that they put their upper arm a lot of times. Bex comments, "Ooh, nice." Again, this was a very irresponsible way to talk about these things with a minor. I don't have any experience or knowledge of how SH works, but...
You shouldn't. I do. I'm a survivor after all. I'm gonna say.
Red claims that this needle stuff apparently happened way before they joined the server, but they claim that it was not enough to cause the effect, which makes SH addictive. Based on their comments from back then, there was clearly a unique sensation there, but again, I don't know for sure. Red
partially. A lot of people who do that, speaking for myself as well, in my past, it's sort of, how do I say this without getting myself canned by YouTube? It's a bad mental headspace. Because you think you are undeserving, that you are below humanity, below something. In my experience, at least, somebody could be different. But you see, a common thing is you see yourself lowest low, and you should be punished. And since nobody is actually doing that, you take matters in your own hands. And the thing that is that you're seeing consequences for something you perceive that you have done. Kinda actually hits the brain a little bit. It actually screws up you chemically, like genuinely. I'm speaking from my experience. Like I said, I'm a survivor. Like, the reason why I'm still all with you is because something ripped and I fell on my ass on my tailbone.
Claimed that the first time they did it for real was on October 31st.
And thankfully I can walk and stuff like that. Nothing was broken, nothing. My tailbone was intact. It just hurted like shit. And that kind of snapped me into reality.
2018. They had a fight with their family, which led to them dropping out. On the day before, Red asked Alan for advice on how to get over their fear of the pain of SH. I'm not sure if Alan is jokingly suggesting that Red should try flipping, as in juggling knives, or...
No, it's butterfly knife. He's probably speaking of butterfly knives. Sadly, in Romania, I mean in Balkans in general, especially in that time, it was fairly fucking easy to get like a butterfly knife.
Or if he should try using a fold...
It was actually being sold on stands, like very colorful things, because CSGO, like guys.
...knife, and he used the word flipping by mistake. Red seemed to interpret it as a suggestion for a... And he used the word flipping by mistake. Red seemed to interpret it as a suggestion for a type of knife, and asks if he could use a kitchen knife. If you watch yourself. You'll realize the pain is pretty whatever. Okay, thanks. You're welcome. If we...
Bro, what the fuck is this Discord server? I'm like, Nux, you should... Okay, I'm still not seeing Nux is actually a guy who directly groomed someone. But this is criminal negligence. Like, this is pure, clear-cut criminal, penalized criminal negligence. Like, this guy is fucked. Like, this is something if you show to a prosecutor and say, okay, this is I have proof of criminal negligence towards somebody of the age of minority, the prosecutor will most likely say, oh, yep, and he will start.
Scroll down a bit, we can see the exchange where Red asked Alan to talk about the problem of no longer going to school. They hadn't actually dropped out yet. That would happen soon after the 31st, when the SH first occurred. Red would eventually develop an addiction to it. In February 2019, we can see Red mention that he talks to the least people in real life on the server. I have talked to 3 different people in real life in the last month. 5 months after joining the server, they've dropped out of school, they are self-harming, and they've become socially isolated. Despite Alan constantly behaving in an inappropriate, abusive, and downright criminal manner towards Red, Red perceived him as trustworthy. Red saw Alan as a good friend, bestest friend, and the reason why they haven't committed. We have already established that the odds that Nuxtaku didn't know that Red was a minor are super low. The further we looked, the more examples we saw of messages that must have been in Nuxtaku's line of sight that would indicate to any reasonable person that Red is a minor, or that Alan is sending some weird stuff to him. Nuxtaku was also familiar with Alan. They've talked a lot, he's mentioned him lots of times, they hung out in VCs, and he gave Alan a shout out on his channel. But did Nuxtaku know about the other?
He definitely knew about Alan and stuff like that. I don't think he also, like I said, if he saw the Discord pings or stuff like that, like I said, it's very debatable. He could, like, he was in VC with Red. He could have definitely fucking, but then again, Nux is absolutely dumb as a cannonball. So, like, I genuinely think he's below average intelligence to the point where I think he has some kind of an issue. But so far, since the only thing why I'm saying he possibly could not have known if he never was in VC with Red. But since he heard him probably, I'm not gonna give Nux a fucking pass. Nux definitely is criminally negligent, but the second main thing why I'm watching this for 3 fucking hours is there are countless accusations that Nux directly apparently groomed Red. No, that was Alan.
The part of Alan's reputation. Check this out. On January 16th of 2019, Alan posted a bait and switch video into the general chat channel. The thumbnail shows a naked woman, but when the video is played, it switches to a video containing stuff like this. Despite the warnings given by other members to not look at it, Red can be seen giving their reaction to the video. You can take that as a corroboration for my testimony of what the video is. Violet said that Alan should be banned. Nuxtaku was then pinged because Alan did something bad. Nux shows up and says, "Wow, didn't see that one coming," and he then leaves. He took no action. He didn't delete the video or punish
because he thought it was funny. Nux at that time thought this shit was funny. I mean, he probably still does.
Alan or anything. Again, that was January of 2019. Nuxtaku would still have Alan on the Rant Cafe podcast in July and August.
And next, we also, believe it or not, have Alan Weebus himself.
Hi there. Sorry, I'm the replacement for Animac Forever. He's dead now. I killed him. So you're gonna have to get accustomed to my
Okay, classic Balkan humor.
presence from now on.
Despite everything that was happening for months, Nuxtaku publicly endorsed.
Also, that guy's definitely Romanian. Definitely Romanian. That is an undisputable Romanian accent right there.
This guy, and presented him to his audience as this harmless, funny troll guy. When I asked Red about these old messages concerning their personal situation at the time, they said it was the beginning of probably the darkest period in their life. The good news is that they stopped self-harming in 2021. They went into a dropout rehabilitation program, and they are now working on their university degree.
Oh, great. A good ending.
To clarify some things, I reached out to Red because I saw their post on the Discord from years ago. They didn't
Bravo, Red. Bravo, kid.
Reach out to me, no one tipped me off about them, I discovered them myself. I haven't conducted any in-depth interview with this person. I would just send them questions every now and then, and laid out this timeline and asked for their thoughts. They described it with the words, "All of that is accurate, to my knowledge." They don't remember anyone at the server really recommending them to seek help. When I asked about how they felt about Alan's behavior, they recognized that it was inappropriate towards a 14-year-old, but they don't believe he had any sexual grooming intention or meant what he was doing in that manner. They also mentioned Alan being very troubled at the time, which, based on Alan's messages, assuming he isn't lying, seems to be true. Based on the logs I've shown.
Yeah, fair enough, but still, he was groomed. Now, here's the thing with that. I'm gonna tell you straight up, Alan is kind of a stereotypical Balkan kid with a bad past. I mean, he was like what, 18, 19 at the time, I'd say. A lot of the times, the difference of age is 3 to 4, give or take. In the Balkans, that's high school. Because the Balkans, at least here in Serbia, you go to high school till you're 19. And you're still in high school at 19. Till August. Probably June or July, somewhere around that time. Romania could be different, so I don't take my word fully. But it's that. So he probably thought, because this guy is the same age, pretty much, that he would see in high school, he's treating him like a high schooler. Or his fellow high schooler, or stuff like that. No, he dropped out, but this is the mentality. Whether or not he had sexual connotations or not, doesn't matter. You sent him gross shit. And he was a legal adult at that time, so he could get into massive trouble. Even now. He should get into massive trouble, by the way. He should. Very much should. He basically turned this kid's life bad. There were still a lot of people blasting hentai at this kid. He was groomed.
It's tempting to conclude that the influences that Red was exposed to through Nuxtaku's unmoderated Patreon Discord server led to them dropping out of school at age 14 and getting into SH. The timeline laid out by the messages and by Red's testimony does support the idea. But to actually determine if that's the underlying reality.
Okay, but where's the fact that Nux directly groomed him? Now, here's the thing about Nick never accused, at least here in the video, that Nux directly groomed someone. So far, we are near the end of the video. So I'm gonna chalk up the direct grooming allegations to be Twitter, being Twitter. So a lot of the people who dislike Nux are, specifically Hassan fans, you know who you are blasting that. But there's criminal negligence, definitely. He can't sue you if you call him criminally negligent and enable grooming. Whether he was aware of it or not. He's fucked. He's very much fucked. But he didn't directly groom someone. So we have one half of the allegations proving to be fairly plausible. But the other one was extremely not. there's pretty much definitive proof that Nux enabled grooming. He just didn't care. Whether he liked it or not, he just didn't care. And that is... Knowing Nux's pattern of behavior now, and his personality, fits the bill right away. Like, if you all watch from beginning to the end this stream, you will see I'm not surprised Nux has criminal negligence. I'm not surprised. I was mostly focusing on also that, but also on the fact that, like I said, there are serious accusations that Nux directly groomed someone. Nick never said this. You're using this video to say that. Nux pretty much just did criminal negligence, and he can get in legal trouble for this. I'm fairly certain that if you only accuse him of criminal negligence, then it's gonna go in your favor using all this as proof. Maybe if you get Red to testify. Then again, it's been 8 years since that happened, so Red's memory could be fuzzy. We still don't know what the fuck happened in VC. This court definitely does not have that in their database anymore. But Nux is kind of fucked. He has to respond. Nux, I genuinely hope you employ the lawyer, because you're gonna need it. I'm straight up gonna say, as a criminal court lawyer, you're gonna need it. But the direct grooming accusations, I'm not seeing any merit. I'm gonna be chalking that up as Twitter being Twitter. So the takeaway is always well, partially. One of my takeaways is always check your sources. Abso-fucking-lutely. Always check. If it's a source that you're not something educated in, so you don't have a background, and so you didn't study this like law or medicine, you ask a professional and get their statement out of that, for the sources, for them to explain it to you. Biggest takeaway here is fucking age-gate your community, okay? Moderate it, and don't be a criminally negligent cunt, Nux. He enabled somebody to be groomed. Somebody under the age of majority. Under 18. He definitely was groomed. Now, whether it was sexually or not, we can debate that a little bit. Whether he was sexually groomed. Like, I don't think Alan at all had sexual intent. Because he's behaving like a stereotypical Balkan 18, 19-year-old when he's talking to somebody who he would met in high school. But like I said, in Balkans high school, you go from 15 till 19. We have a 4-age maximum age discrepancy. He's acting like some edgy fucking Balkan kid. Yeah, like, I'm not surprised that when I saw Romania, I'm like, okay, I know what to expect now. Because this is happening. This kind of this behavior is punished in the Balkans, by the way. I'm not defending Alan whatsoever. I'm straight up gonna say, I'm not defending this bastard. I think he should get in trouble because he got the kid to drop out of high school and enabled self-harm. And stuff like that. He should be fucking punished. I am big, dead serious, belt to ass. He should be punished. Like, he should absolutely be punished. But I'm not surprised because he's from my region. This is absolutely unsurprising. But God almighty save my soul, I expected Nux to do this. I still want him to face some kind of repercussion because this is clear cut criminal neglect. This is clear fucking cut criminal neglect. The fact that this is a paid Discord server, so there's a paywall behind it. It happening is so much worse. But again, I have not seen anywhere Nux directly grooming this kid. Directly. Which are the second biggest accusation from this video. Nick is not alleging that in this video. Maybe on Twitter he is, but Nick isn't.
Reality would require further investigation. However, regardless of the actual consequences, allowing people to encourage or praise this kind of behavior in the first place is already insane.
It's very much insane. It's very punishable in law. Yeah, it's absolutely punishable. I can list in my if somebody's from my country, the laws they broke. If Nux was from here, I could list a couple already from the top of my head, the fucking laws he broke. Criminal neglect by far the worst, and that will see him be maybe, well, since somebody is aged, he would definitely not get house arrest. He would definitely be in prison.
Is clear is that Red
2 years, I think. 2-3 years, something like that.
Was repeatedly exposed to extremely obscene NSFW content and gore on the server, and that Nuxtaku made the NSFW channel because Red requested it. And then,
I mean, he probably did not know that point that he was somebody under the age of minority. However, he was in VC with him. He definitely would have known that by now. And if he was actually a responsible adult, he would have kicked the cunt out. But Nux is Nux. Nux is not responsible. He is negligent to a criminal degree. Even before this, with Taiga, he was negligible because criminal degree, because slander.
Accepted more money from them. If Nuxtaku was too busy to moderate the server properly, it's not like he was totally unfamiliar with the concept of moderators. If he was, the 16th message on his Discord server was a user recommending him to designate moderators, to which Nux responded, indeed.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, clear-cut criminal neglect right here.
One of the basic responsibilities of a Discord server operator is to make sure that children are not exposed to adult content on their server. By allowing Red on the server and allowing them to be exposed to all of these harmful influences, based on my estimation, Nuxtaku made $46. Not only did he fail to carry out that basic responsibility, he made money from neglecting it, something which would eventually become a core element of.
Yeah, okay, the $46 is meh. If it was a lot more, oh, the judge will not like that.
His success. If you remember, the Chris Tyson server closed its NSFW channel in January 2019, before the server went public. Nuxtaku's Patreon NSFW channel is still open in 2026. There is no age verification process, and anyone with $1.
Who the fuck? I mean, okay, fair enough, Nux. It's because Nux hammered Chris Tyson like that. Fair enough on that statement, but
Can join in. The channel hasn't had a new post since
it's like he is trying to bat for Chris Tyson.
2024,
Subtly.
but it was still active when Nuxtaku was casting judgment on Ava Tyson. It's probably good to point
Fair enough if the argument is hypocrisy.
out that Nuxtaku and Ava Tyson were both born in 1996.
Nux is 2 years older than me. I thought he was younger than me. I genuinely thought he was younger than me. Wow. He's 30. He's turning 30 this year. Wow. Okay, this is the biggest shock of my life.
Tyson in July and Nuxtaku in February.
What in the 7 fucks? He's 30 now. Okay.
Nuxtaku is a few months older than Tyson, but he was making demonstrably worse mistakes at the same age, and continued to make those mistakes for years afterwards.
Chris kinda directly groomed the Meyer, kinda. Nux didn't directly do that. There's still some levels to it, but I don't think Chris enabled SH on that kid. So you can argue that, but I'm gonna say straight up, yeah, I know it's the fact that I thought he's alluding to directly grooming someone. Yeah. Yeah. We can argue in some points that Nux did worse than Chris.
There is no evidence for Tyson ever grooming anyone on the server.
Okay, fair enough. I retract my statement.
But her career was still destroyed.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that. I don't know. I misremembered in the middle. I retract that statement.
Destroyed by the controversy, something which Nuxtaku cheered on.
I mean, Chris kind of fucking deserved it. But at the same time, Nux did something arguably kind of worse. Yeah, I'd say he enabled SH on. Okay, yeah, arguably worse. Nux cheered on it. It's fair to say that Nux should deserve that as well.
And with that, I conclude the first part of our dive into Nuxtaku's history. In the next part, I'll show the dishonest ways in which he has defended his past content to his new religious right-wing audience. An audience that he is attracted by saying stuff like this.
Banning our books! They're firing! They're not banning your books, they just don't want them in schools teaching children and grooming them. There's a big difference between banning books and not wanting to show...
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have seen and heard what some books are in the curriculum of the U.S. specifically for sex ed. How do I say this? There's one fucking book that in detail describes blowies is mind-boggling. Why is it in the school curriculum? Like, actually government-approved school curriculum. But that's a story for another day. So, my jury. That concludes the part 1 of this. I wonder, since he's saying how do I explain this? Since he is alluding how Nux replied, is he gonna also mention Taiga? Because Nick pretty much fucking called Taiga pet. Blatantly. Yeah, Nukin. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you heard me right. There is a literal textbook for sex ed actually describing blowies. I'm not saying that because I'm censoring myself on YouTube. But and it was read out in front of a Congress member, so whole different story. But let's now look at the after all of this. All right, since this is a live review of a criminal court lawyer, me. All right, so straight off the bat, people who are accusing Nux of directly grooming this kid, false. He never directly did it. No way we see that he directly did it. In fact, the kid sent him toys, linked toys, in his DMs. Yes, but Nux we never see that he actually replied or did this or something like that, or he further on that talked about it in the DMs. Now, if you read, it has more that he didn't show, and Nick is holding on to it for something later. Why? Would be my guess, but so far that allegation is false. We don't see. Nick also never said that in his dog. So it's chalking up to people on Twitter, Hassan fans and whatever, who have a hate boner on Nux. I mean, I have a hate boner. I dislike Nux with a burning passion as well, but I have valid reasons for it. But I never called him a groomer, and I don't think I can still call him that. I still don't think you can call him that. However, he was at that point an adult still. He has the responsibility of seeing that because he was in VC with him. He heard his voice, most likely knew that he was a minor. He could have saw some of the shit. He was aware how Alan was, okay, sending gore. So, by that fact alone, it shows that there is criminal negligence. Nux is absolutely criminally negligent. He didn't absolutely do his due diligence in all to prevent this shit. He didn't even have moderation till 2020, 2 years after all of this happened. Nux definitely should get the prosecution on his ass. This is actually criminal negligence. Hey, Nux, but you're fair about it. That's the point. Yes, because I am literally trying to be a professional as much as possible. There is definitely evidence of criminal negligence. Absolute criminal negligence. He didn't do his due diligence as a responsible adult, nor as a person in power, because that is his community that he paywalled. This is the thing is, this happened in a paywalled server. So one, he had a minor in it. Two, he enabled a minor to paywall into a paid server full of fucking adults, where they were spamming NSFW stuff, gore and shit like that. So if you show that to the judge alone, that's gonna infuriate a judge. Like, I am with criminal court, under a criminal court. If that woman, because that's a woman, my judge is a woman, if she saw that, she would be mega pissed. Like, you are so fucked. Like, here's the thing. A lot of the times, if there's some this kind of evidence, the judge will already make a sentence in their head. You're already fucked. Like, Nux needs to actually respond publicly. How he will respond, let's just say if he responds like he did with Taya, he's mega fucked. Like, right now he is mega fucked. If he responds how he usually does, he's mega fucked. So he better lawyer up. Like, definitely lawyer up. He definitely needs to lawyer up. He's so in hot water. Like, I professionally cannot downplay this little fucking thing. You might say, oh, where were his parents and stuff like that? And it's a valid argument, by the way. However, children are fucking sneaky. A parent can't have eyes 24/7. Nux enabled grooming. Whether it was sexually or not, it enabled a kid to drop out of... He enabled an environment where the kid would drop out of his education and harm. Actual harm. He is absolutely, because that is his server, paywalled. So you have to pay to see that shit. He's so fucked. Honestly, when it comes to being around minor on the internet, I will make sure to either be safe as fuck for kids to be around, or never within... Yeah, that's a reasonable adult thing. Like, here's the thing. Kid-friendly content creators exist. Okay? Nothing wrong for them to exist. But if you are that, or you're open to have kids, let's say people of the age of under the age of a majority, that of age of 16, you have to heavily moderate that shit. You have a responsibility to do it. If you say you're an 18 plus, minors can get the fuck out. That's the lowest of the low things you have to do. And also have moderators. And if you even smell that they're somebody under the age of majority and you ban them, you've done your due diligence. You probably hurt his little fucking feelings. Sure, why not? But fuck him. It's for his own good. But yeah, so far, there's absolutely criminal negligence. There's absolutely criminal negligence here. I cannot not argue that. But calling him a groomer is something else. Like, irresponsible fucking negligent cunt. Yes. But neither Nick neither Nick never fucking said that he's a groomer. All he says is criminal negligence. I agree with that. I genuinely agree. As a legal guy, I agree with it. You can't defend that a little bit. I genuinely think you can't defend that. I have to. I'm gonna get into arguments with some people, but there's some stuff that Nux should have been aware. Like, he either is actually lobotomized, like he actually doesn't have a piece of his brain to not know in VC that this Red was at the time the age of minority, or he just didn't fucking care. Because this guy was paying him $10 a month. You know? He was there till 2020 or something like that. 2 years. 24 months. $10, $240. If we stick to $10 a month Patreon pledge. If he did it regularly. Because he probably yoinked his mom's fucking credit card. Or dad's, whoever. So you basically enable the kid to be groomed to the point where he drops out of school and harm for $240. Oh, Nick showed that $40 or something like that. I think it's more. I genuinely think he was because he was in the server for 2 years. You can only do that if you fucking pay. And he said he would raise his pledge to $10, and usually when they do that, they don't change it back because people forget and fuck not. And the kid really liked to be around Nux, so he probably never changed it back to $1. Let me just see real quick. Maybe I missed some. Maybe I miscalculated. Maybe he calculated, but then again, it's probably an estimate by Nick than actual calculations, unless Red shown him that. But let's say $40 to $240. That's still not, in legal sense, a lot of amount, and you just enabled some whack ass shit to happen. I am sorry, my guy Nugs, but you're fucked, dude. Like, you're genuinely fucked. You're fucked in the head a little bit as well. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. Being this neglectful is, I'm gonna straight up say, sociopathic. Like, genuinely lack of empathy here. I've seen that so much now in my criminal court practice to see that somebody has lack of empathy, and like, genuinely, this is lack of empathy. All right, so that's gonna be it for now. Thank you all for watching me lose hope in humanity even more. TLDR, Nux, one half of the accusations that he was criminally neglectful is, in my opinion, I agree. I genuinely think he was criminally neglectful. This is criminal neglect 101. He is, and he should better get a lawyer. Absolutely fucking get a lawyer. Absolutely. And my criticisms from Nick, I have a couple, but my first opinion is, one of them is a question. Did you actually send this to the authorities? Because this is criminal neglect. Two, why are you making a video out of it? Why are you making a video out of it? Because Nux is gonna probably delete that fucking server now. Now, Discord keeps data still when that happens, so fair enough. But, like, but still, she should have sent this to the authorities, and after it all said and done, then announced the video. I genuinely do not understand these YouTubers when there's something actually criminal. Why they don't they send this to the authorities? First, because I think there is prima facie and there's a case to be made. and get for criminal neglect, and afterwards make a video when it's all said and done, because they would be notified of it. But yeah, that's about it. It's 11 p.m. I have work in the morning, so that's about it. I'll see you all on the main channel very soon. All right, take care, everybody, and please, for the love of God, educate your fucking community.